It's time for Hutchinson Salthawks Sports on BW Radio. This broadcast is brought to you in part by First National Bank, H&R Block, Pools Plus, and the Medicine Shop. Salthawks Sports is also brought to you by these Salthawk Boosters, Jackson Meat, Wynn Insurance Group, and Summit Surgical of Hutchinson. Sideline reports brought to you by Jackson Meat and Papa John's Pizza. Now your host for Salthawk Sports, Glenn Grunwald.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Garden City, Kansas. Glenn Grunwald along with my good friend Dan Nacarado. And Dan, I wanted to just get that tail end of the national anthem in there for our listeners, and a nice moment of silence for 9/11, 19 years ago today. That took place up in New York, and we've been tumbling ever since, haven't we, just about?
It certainly changed the world, and our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to everyone who lost a loved one on that terrible day.
With that said, we're in Garden City. Nice travel out here. We got some sun in our eyes right now for probably about the next 20 to 30 minutes. And our good friend Rusty Hillstead tweeted me to say, how's that sun treating you out there? Because he's been out here a couple times before, and I sent him a picture of the sun right in our face right here. But it'll set before too long. But it's time for some good football tonight.
Absolutely. It's a great night for football. Probably the best weather we have ever had. Rusty did a lot of games out here at Garden City. I got to believe tonight's weather is the best ever for a Hutch High Garden City High School football game.
Pretty good. Just a little bit of a wind. Not as bad as last year when we traveled out here. A lot of fans were wondering why we come out here back-to-back years. So that's just the way the schedule is drawn up. There's a little bit of a brisk breeze coming from the south. And by the way, this ball field runs north and south. The old one down by the junior high used to run east and west. And this one runs north and south. It will affect maybe the passing game.
Maybe a little bit, but again, normally the wind is much more of a factor at Garden City, Kansas than it is tonight. You know, and I think the sun might stay up a little bit longer because we're way out here on the western end of the universe.
Just about, no doubt about that. We're way out here to that extent, so we'll just have to see exactly where we are at.
Not quite as far west as California,
exactly,
but darn close to it.
Sarah Peterson's on the stream tonight, getting that work done for us. If you're listening, you can be watching as well. Just go to HutchPost.com, follow the link, and it'll take you either to YouTube if you wish, or it'll take you right to the Facebook page for the stream tonight. So thanks to everybody. We had close to 1,000 last week, better than 1,000 on the Facebook page and 700 on the YouTube. A lot of those were after the game was completed, but we appreciate bringing that and making it available to you. This week, however, on the sidelines is Randy McKay, and he's filling in for Joe Blake. Joe Blake's down at Cali College, was not able to make this trip, will not make the Salina South trip as well. And Randy, so glad to have you along, and you're roaming the sidelines. Got some pretty good weather tonight, buddy.
Well, I appreciate you having me out here. It seems like it's been forever since I've been down on the sidelines, since the last time was the Salt City Bowl. But anyway, beautiful night. The wind going to be very minimal, about 10 to 15 miles an hour out of the south. So if you're headed to the south, you're going to have a little bit of problem with the wind. Now, passing, going with the wind also has an effect on the passing game, too. It can knock it down as easily as going against it. So, you know, you just kind of have to pick your times as far as passing. But just a beautiful night. I'm ready to go.
Yes, last week we had 89-degree temperatures at kickoff. Felt like 93 tonight. 72 degrees and sunny out here in Garden City. As we came out here, the clouds started to dissipate and go away. And we made it out here in good time and get set for some football before too long.
Cannot ask for better conditions here on a Friday night in September.
Randy was mentioning he's brought to you by, again, Jackson Meat at 13 West 6th, as well as 17th and Plum, Papa John's Pizza. So stop by them and tell them thank you for sponsoring Salthawk football sideline reports. We're waiting for both teams to come out, and I really think this is one of the premier facilities in the state of Kansas. I love Gowan Stadium, and there's no doubt that our facility by way of press box is a better situation, but I love the atmosphere. Again, they're down to 50%, however, Dan. That's going to affect us a little bit. They're used to having a really rambunctious home crowd. They're not going to have that tonight.
You know, it's a loud crowd here at Garden City High School every year. And when we talk about facilities, keep in mind, Garden City's football facility is exclusively for the high school. The college has their own separate football stadium. So it's a pretty nice situation here.
And actually, their junior high took over the old field, so they really had three pretty premier facilities here at Garden City. So again, the one to the college is just to the south of us a little bit. They built that a couple years ago, but we were able to see Rusty's good friend and your good friend as well, my good friend Brett Marshall, who used to write for the Garden City Telegraph. He's the one that wrote the book last year that we talked about, is Friday Night Lights.
He was our halftime guest last year at this game. Tonight you're going to have Travis Boo as our guest. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. I know you'll have a great conversation with him.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Salthawk Booster Club, and Travis will be here at halftime to chat about what's going on with the Booster Club. But again, Randy's on the sideline. Dan and I are in the booth. Sarah's up top with the video camera, and of course trucks are honking at her as they go by out here on the bypass. But,
actually, I looked at the count today, and the count for views on the live stream above 2,100 when we combine the two different formats.
Well, we're so glad to have everybody along with us tonight. Here comes Garden City, the players coming to their tunnel and being introduced and welcome onto the field. Salthawks will be right behind them. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout and get set for football action from Garden City coming your way in just a little bit right here on KWW Radio, 1450 AM and 98.5 FM, Hutchinson, Kansas. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use FirstPay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Salthawks! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Garden City, America. Glenn Grunwald along with Dan Nacarata on KWW and Salthawk Sports Network as we're about set to see who they're going to have the flip of the coin coming out there in a little bit. As Hutchinson sending a couple of different ball players out there tonight.
David Waymeyer and Jack Hogger at Valley Center last week in the ABCTL. Only one captain was allowed to go out for the pregame. But we're playing by Western Athletic Conference rules here in Garden City tonight.
And they're doing the flip right now. We'll see if Randy catches who wins what here in just a little bit. Again, we're facing the sun, so hard to see, but a fairly good crowd, but not even close to what we normally see over in the Garden City sidelines, especially even that student section, just a scattering of fans. They really make a difference.
Absolutely. That section would normally be totally full with the band members and students.
So the referees, along with the Garden City captains and the Hutchinson captains, out on the field, and they will indicate now.
Garden City won the toss,
and they deferred. So Hutch will receive, and Randy, is that what you picked up down there on the sidelines?
Yeah, definitely so, because they did defer, which is their option, and so now the Salthawks, we get a first look at their offense. And I tell you what, when they first came out tonight, the quarterback, Miles Thompson, walked by. I swear he was a lineman.
He's a big boy, 6'7". He's good sized. And Miles, again, the story on Miles, we talked about it last week, transfer over from Bueller. Before that, he had transferred from Valley Center, went to Valley Center for a couple years. He is 6'7", 231, and scored a touchdown, the first touchdown of the ball game. Scored the first touchdown last week, and also did a good job from the quarterback standpoint to lead the Salthawks last week to a victory. And again, also McEwen had a monster game with 149 yards, 25 carries, and 2 touchdowns. And boy, those two, especially McEwen, was my MVP for the ball game. But Miles showed what he could do, and I was impressed. Hutchinson has a quarterback, have a couple good backups as well. So Hutch will be back to receive, and going back will be Peterson Trayton Peterson will be on the far side, and on our near side will be Noah Kokar.
Before I forget, congratulations to the Salthawk freshmen. They picked up a 52-0 win on Monday, on Labor Day, and the JV picked up a 60-12 win. So that's good sign.
And they'll be in action Monday night again.
That's right.
Out of Gallons. So here we go. We're about set to kick off. And Garden City's going to toe the football and get set. And we're about set to get underway for quarter number 1 here. This matchup between the Buffaloes and the Salthawks. Here we go. Kick is going to be taken by Peterson at the 5. He's going to turn it up toward the middle of the field. Comes to the near side, has some room. Across the 20, 25. Tries to get to the outside and gets tripped up and dropped back to about the 26-yard line. I think what they're going to give his forward progress with. So a pretty nice return from the 5 to the 26 for Trayton Peterson. Just couldn't shake the leg loose there, Dan. And man, I had an opportunity to put on a few more yards and maybe could have broke it.
Really well blocked. He caught the ball on the right, actually right of the right hash mark, and returned it to the left. But it was a pretty good wall set up for him.
Shade starting to drift across the field on the far side, about to the first hash mark. And that sun will be setting before too long, and to the favor of all the Hutchinson fans on this east side. Thompson, the quarterback. He brings him up to the line of scrimmage. Wants to throw it right away. Gets the pass away to Kokar. Spins away and takes it all the way up to about the 35, maybe the 36-yard line. A yard short of the first down. So a 9-yard pickup. And is lightning going to strike? Because the first play from scrimmage was a pass tonight. We're just not used to it.
I'm speechless. I can't remember the last time the Salthawks opened the game.
So a 9-yard completion to Kokar from Thompson. A little hitch pattern on the left side.
And it was a safe type pass.
The turn they give to McEwen. McEwen around the right side across the 36 to about the 37. I think it's going to be close enough for the first down, and we'll move the chains. So 1st and 10 Hutchinson on a pretty nifty run out there by McEwen.
Check that. That was Blackwell.
Okay, Blackwell on the carry. Thank you. Randy?
Went with the counter.
They did go with the counter. McEwen in there now at the back slot. They're going to split Peterson on the left side.
Again, this year the Salthawks go no huddle occasionally. They have wristbands, and the play is called from the sideline.
Thompson, the quarterback. This time to McEwen. McEwen around the right side, 40. Up to the 45. Trips a little bit and falls forward to about the 50-yard line.
14-yard gain. Alec McEwen.
Boy, they're butchering his name on the PA, aren't they?
Got a flag on the play there.
Yeah, flag on the play. That'll nullify the fine yards picked up by McEwen.
Alec McEwen has some lofty goals, not only for the team, he's a captain on this team, but also for himself individually. He'd like to rush for 2,000 yards this season. That's a tough thing to do.
Marks it back all the way to the 36, loss of 5 on the play.
Makes it one of those unusual 1st and 11. Don't hear that very often.
They'll split Whiteout and Coker on the left side. Over on that right hash mark. McEwen right behind the quarterback, Miles. Blackwell in that slot. Back to passes. Thompson has some room, throws it out there, and it's an incomplete pass.
If you're going to miss on a long pass attempt, you want to miss long so the defense has no chance to intercept it. Pretty good coverage out there by Garden City. Trey Peterson was streaking down the far sideline, the Garden City side of the field, but that was Ryan Hyman staying with him stride for stride.
Substitution now. Barlow comes into the lineup for the Salthawks. McEwen looks at his wrist, so does Thompson. Barlow's back in that up in that running back spot right behind Thompson. McEwen. Thompson still has it, trying to turn the corner, and he's going to be smothered for a little bit of a loss on the play.
It was an option play, and there just really wasn't anything there. Miles
Nothing
Thompson,
developed, yeah.
He just made sure that it didn't result in a turnover, so he decided not to try a risky pitch.
3rd down and about 13 from the 34-yard line.
If the Salthawks don't convert on this play, it just shows you what a big impact a penalty can make on a drive.
Well, you're right, because that was going to be another first down, and it erased the gain plus a loss of 5 yards. Now to Thompson drops back. 3rd down and 13, we'll call it. Peterson split wide on the right side. Now McEwen fakes the motion. Back to pass. He wants to throw it across the middle. Has a receiver out there, and Kokar could not get to it.
He couldn't find the ball in flight. The pass was actually pretty good, but Noah was turning around hunting for the football, and he just never picked it up.
Punting situation now for the Salthawks.
So instead of a 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line after that McEwen run, it was called back due to a penalty, and now the Salthawks will have to punt from their own 35.
It'll be Martinez to come in to punt the ball away. Alejandro Martinez, number 91 on your roster. Low snap, drops it, picks it up, gets the kick away. They're going to let the ball bounce, and then finally taken by Garden City, but a tackle made immediately down there quickly on coverage was number 14. Coming up there was Kinzer Newquist.
Kinzer Newquist is an outstanding free safety. He's a sure-handed tackler. That was a pretty good punt into that breeze. 36 yards. You'll take that any time.
So now we'll turn the offense over to Garden City. Zane Burns will lead the team from that quarterback spot. Where's number 7 if you're watching on the stream? Got a good running back in Josh Jonas as well as Eric Dominguez. So out of the shotgun, I'll hand it around to Janis. He's going to turn the corner on the left side and pick up some positive yardage up across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. So nice pickup, 12 yards on the pickup. It'll move the sticks. It'll be a first down for Garden City with a flag on the play.
Josh Janis, a senior this year for Garden City, was all Western Athletic Conference last year as a junior. You don't want to get him off to an early good start.
So it'll be a first down. The penalty was against Hutchinson. They declined it. So here's Burns. Hitch on the right side, incomplete pass. Try to catch Dominguez over on the far side. It was down to the shoestrings.
Burns struggled with accuracy last week at Manhattan. He was 3 for 13, and he did have some open receivers in that game last week. He did connect on a 71-yard pass completion. Of course, not all of that was in the air in flight. A lot of that was the run after
catch.
Yeah,
exactly. Matter of fact, I think that was to Dominguez because he averaged 2 catches for 50 yards on the stats that I received. Here's Burns. Second down is taken away, and a quick stop made by Hutchinson.
Emilio Martinez in the backfield.
He lost his helmet. Let's see if he'll have to check out or not, as I think it was knocked off by the running back, but a big stop.
Tackle for loss. Great job, Emilio Martinez.
Martinez just was able to come kind of on a blitz to some extent.
It was a blitz. Outside linebacker. Came from his outside linebacker position on the blitz. Came in untouched.
He was back there just about the same time that the running back got the football. Burns. The give again this time to him. The outside. Jonas, he tries to turn the corner. It's just short. Janis just short of the 40-yard line. And they'll actually give him forward progress to about the 39. So they're going to mark it right at the 39. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 12 situation. So after picking up the initial first down, Hutchinson defense came to life. And Dan, I think you and I both agree this Hutchinson defense is going to get better and better all year long.
They have a couple new twists on defense this year that'll be effective.
Peterson's back to receive the punt. It bounces at the 25, takes a bounce, now takes a Garden City bounce down to the 15, 14, all the way down to about the 12. But that was no man's land. You can't even reach down and try to make a play right there or jump on it. It's a good job of letting it bounce. But, however, it took a Garden City bounce all the way down. They're going to mark it at the 10.5-yard line. So just a little bit less than 90 yards away from being able to score a touchdown, but set it up.
For Hutchinson fans, that's a little frustrating because Trey Peterson was positioned about 15 yards too deep on that punt, and then the ball bounced in front of him and rolled all the way down.
No, he was kind of helpless. All he could do was watch it because there was a lot of Garden City players right around it. So here's Thompson. First and 10 from, we'll say, the 11. Pitch on the outside. Kokar trying to turn the corner around the left side. Gets across the 10. Cuts back into the 15. Hard-earned yardage all the way up just short of the 20. They're going to mark it officially at the 18. So pickup of 7 on the play. Brings up short yardage situation, 2nd down and 3.
We're in the first quarter. Hutchinson at Garden City. 7:48 to play in the first quarter. No score.
Hutchinson's second possession.
It was a good job of running by Kokar on that play, just trying to get around the end, and finally got around, made the cut upfield.
You were out there close enough to make a block,
yeah,
Randy.
Sure were.
I tried.
Randy's comments: Papa John's Pizza, 17th and Plum, as well as Jackson Meat. You give up the middle, straight ahead running across the 20 to the 21-yard line. It's going to be close to the first down, and it will move the chains. Thank you, Randy. 1st and 10. So a 5-yard pickup right there, right up straight up the middle.
I really like this no huddle offense they're utilizing this year.
I've never seen Hutchinson do this before. It's a totally different look, but as we said in the pregame show last week, this is totally Mike Vernon's program now.
Turn to give up the middle. McEwen stutter stepped a little bit, tries to spin out of the grasp, and little or no gain. We'll say no gain.
Another thing that's different that you would not have seen 10 years ago, Hutchinson does not use a tight end. They go with a formation called Navy with 2 wideouts and no tight ends. And that's different from what most years you would see from Hutchinson High School football.
Plus, they've simplified the blocking.
Yes.
Kids don't have to think as much as they used to. And what happens when you have to think a lot, you all of a sudden somebody blows the coverage or something, or blows the blocking assignment.
O-line has bigger splits than they ever have in the past also.
Kokar in motion. Thompson with the pitch. It goes off at Kokar. It's a loose football. Diving forward all the way down to the 5-yard line. And let's see, Hutchinson comes up with it. But lucky to come up with it was Kokar. It'll go all the way back to the 5. It brings up a 3rd down and long.
Again, what you talked about earlier, this pitching with that left hand. He is left-handed, but it's a little bit strong and a little bit high on that one.
You know, the Salthawks teams have always made it look easier than it really is. When the quarterback and the running back are running full speed and the defense is chasing you, it's hard to keep the right pitch relationship and make it work the way it's supposed to.
Well, and he's running as the true option. Sometimes you have the rocket pitch on the outside, the throw on the outside to Kokar, trying to find room to run on the right side. Gets back to the 10, back up to about the 12-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down and a whole lot of real estate. And Hutchinson will have to punt out of their own end zone.
But early on in this first quarter, you can tell the Hutchinson game plan is to go to Noah Kokar frequently, the sophomore.
He's got quite a few touches early on here. So now they'll go and punt the football away, and Martinez will come back out to put a foot into it.
I'm going to make a prediction that as the game progresses, you'll see Alec McEwen carrying the ball.
I think so. 5:28 to go in this first quarter play. No score as of yet. But Hutchinson will be punting out of their own end zone. Martinez heels right on the goal line. So special teams favoring into this here. Nice kick by Martinez. Drives all the way back and letting it bounce away as a Garden City player, and finally down by Hutchinson at the 44. Nice punt by Martinez.
Excellent punt.
Christian Reyes was out back there, but he elected to just let it roll and stay away from it, similar to what Peterson did a little while ago for Hutchinson.
This combination of Kokar from the wideout or the slot back position and McEwen from either a slot or a fullback, it's kind of like thunder and lightning on the Salthawk offense.
Good point. Janis and Dominguez back in that backfield. In a pistol formation will be Burns. Burns calls the signals, turns, gives it up to keeps it himself around the right side, across the 50 to the 45, to the Hutchinson 40, and ran out of bounds. Thought he gave it to Janis, but that's what everybody else thought too, and he kept it himself and picked up 18 yards on the play.
It was a zone read play that we've seen Derby run to perfection so many times during the last 5 or 6 years. Burns read the defensive end. When he came down to tackle the running back, Burns just kept the ball himself and ran it around the right end.
They'll split a wide out, Ortega on the right side. Pistol this time is set up on the left. Janis wants to roll that way, has some room across the 35 to the 30, all the way down the sidelines. He tight ropes it, and Let's see where they say he stepped out of bounds, right around the 26-yard line. So Garden City on the move here. That'll move the chains, 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes. As the clock showing 4:52 to go in his first quarter of play. Stopped because he ran out of bounds. No score as of yet.
That Hutchinson defense being tested right now with the ball on the Hutchinson 26-yard line.
So again, Zane Burns, a junior quarterback. Turn, there's a movement. Whistle before the play got established. Going to be illegal procedure by Burns, I believe. So that'll back it up 5.
Good to see Hunter Stanford back on that defensive line this week. He had to sit out last week with an injury. He's back out there playing defensive tackle for Hutchinson.
False start puts it at the 31 now, so a 1st and 15 now for Garden City. Buffaloes with their brown jerseys and camouflage pants. Salthawks with their white tops and black bottoms. Randy?
Yeah, you were talking about the splits on the Hutch offense. The splits on the Garden City offense is even more, about 2 to 3 yards apart.
Yeah, Giannis takes it all the way down. Giannis to the 25, pick up 6 yards on the play.
Garden City going from the shotgun. Hutchinson, the traditional veer, flexbone, option offense.
Pick up a 6, 2nd down and 9 now.
I haven't seen Garden City in those camouflage pants before.
No, those are new. Usually they're brown.
Obviously tribute to 9/11.
And the flag at half staff because of the 9/11 19 years ago today. Give it on the outside. Dominguez trying to turn the corner, waves his arm as he tries to get balance to go down to around the 20-yard line. He's going to be short of it. Gained up a couple, so 3rd down, and I'm going to say right around 6 to go for the 1st down.
The impressive thing about that play defensively, Hutchinson had about 6 players all contributing on that tackle. Everybody rallied to the ball quickly.
Under 4 minutes to go in his first quarter of play. Garden City on the drive right now. Again, straight away, they'll send a man in motion. Zane Burns lobs it back. Dominguez has it. Misses a tackle's missed by Hutchinson. Still on his feet all the way down to the 15. And he's going to have the 1st down.
David Waymeyer hustled from his nose tackle position to get back and make that tackle in the secondary after the pass was completed. David Waymeyer just plays with so much enthusiasm, desire. One of the best you'll see.
Titan Henahaw in there as well on the tackle.
Yeah, Emilio Martinez had the first shot at him. He read it perfectly and should have had him for a loss.
1st and 10 now. Ball on the 15. Keeping it left side is Zane Burns trying to find an opening. Gets across the 10 down to about the 7-yard line. He'll bring up a 2nd down and about 6 because he actually can get a 1st down. Actually, it's going to be better than that. 2nd down and about 3, excuse me.
Quarterback sweep to the left. When the quarterback runs a sweep, you've got a lot of blockers for him.
First quarter score, Manhattan 9, Junction City 7, Hayes 15, Great Bend nothing. May South on top of Salina South. Turn up the middle and up to about just to past the 5-yard line is Burns.
That was a good open field tackle by Emilio Martinez. If he doesn't make that tackle, it's a touchdown, Garden City.
Burns last week had 29 yards on a whole bunch of carries. Now, granted, it was against Manhattan.
Manhattan's defense is extremely tough.
So it is going to be 1st and goal from the 4 right now for Garden City. So they got picked up the 1st down. Burns down under center this time. Turn, give to Dominguez. He's met the line of scrimmage by Henahaw. Ball's loose, picked up by Hutchinson, and they're going to wave it dead. Oh, my goodness. Off to the races was a Hutchinson player, Newquist. But they said, nope, he was down by contact before the ball popped out. And they're going to mark it right at the 1-yard line. And that's Titan Henahaw that put the hit on right there.
That could have been a huge turnover created.
Boy. Burns, the quarterback, down under center. 2nd down and goal to give to Dominguez. He's into the end zone. 1-yard dive by Dominguez. Comes at the 142 mark of the first quarter of play and a 6-0 lead now by the Buffaloes. Eric Dominguez, he's also a sophomore, 5'8", 155-pounder. on that dive on that left side. So they'll get hold and get set to kick here. It'll be Isaac Rivera, the kicker. There's a snap and a hold, and the kick is up, and it is good. So with your score, with the time being 1:42 to go in the first quarter of play, Buffaloes with the lead, 7-0. We'll await the Garden City kickoff when we return in 1 minute.
Forward. Always moving. Never stagnant. Together. Nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward. Together.
Hi Kansas, Jess here at Pools Plus, and we are super bummed we won't see you at the fair this year, but we are excited that our inventory is stocked and ready for the big sale. You heard it, the No Fair Fair Sale is going on now at Pools Plus. All spas and outdoor furniture are marked down to an all-time low. All in-stock solar covers are 15% off. Get them while they last. Be sure to call the professionals at Pools Plus and schedule your pool closing before the calendar is full. The No Fair Fair Sale going on at Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Garden City leading 7-0. Couple of corrections. It was Janice on the 1-yard dive for the touchdown, and also Patterson was on that one stop. I had read a grade for a number instead when I gave Titan Hennehaw a chance to be in the ballgame, which he is not. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a flag. So flag on Garden City. It goes out of bounds over right around the 12-yard line.
That's easy to do on a roster. You have their jersey number in one column, and the column right next to it is their grade, and it's easy to mistake the grade for the jersey number.
That was my fault entirely. And
it's happened to all of us.
So now let's see where they mark the football. They're going to officially mark it out to 35 as usual for a ball going out of bounds or being kicked out of bounds. And
sometimes
where did they mark it?
Hutch might ask them to kick it again. Sometimes
you think that's what's happening?
Sometimes
I believe so. You're correct, Dan.
That's what you try to do. Now it's starting on your own 35 is pretty good field position, so it's kind of unusual to ask for another kick. What's the wind doing out there, Randy?
Well, the wind is dying down quite a bit. If you look at the flags across the field up above the stadium, they are starting to go limp a little bit, but it's still blowing a little bit.
So what's particularly unusual about asking Garden City to kick it again is they have the wind
behind their back. Yeah, evidently Coach Vernon thinks they can break one here.
They did almost break that opening kickoff.
So Peterson's at about his 15, along with Kokar. Kokar on our near side. Peterson, Trayton, a senior this year, transferred from El Saline. Here comes the kick, and it could be the same result. Nope, his time is taken by Peterson at the 20. And goes forward to about the 25-yard line. So it would have been better to have taken it at the 35 end result, but that's hindsight rather than knowing what's going to take place. So Hutchinson with the football, trailing 7-0, as we are now at the 136 mark of this first quarter of play.
All right, sometimes Hutchinson can be their own worst enemy. They've got to hang on to the football and get a sustained drive going here to end the first quarter and maybe into the second quarter.
Miles Thompson, the quarterback. Big line comes up to the line of scrimmage.
It's a big defensive line for Garden City, too.
Down under center now is Miles Thompson. Wants to throw the football. Back to pass. Has a receiver out there, and it's incomplete pass. Intended on the outside over there.
When you look at that defensive line for the Buffaloes, number 76, Trey Newsom, who also starts on the offensive line at 6'4", 290 pounds. He was a All-Western Athletic Conference player last year. He's pretty impressive.
Blackwell was the intended receiver for Hutchinson. Fell incomplete.
Trey Newsom would like to play some college football.
They'll double up on the left side now with Peterson coming on the outer perimeter. On the far at the wide receiver slot. Keeping is Thompson. Spins forward, falls forward to about the 30. Pick up a 5. So that'll mark it with 1:21 to go. Actually, a pickup of about 3. 3rd down and 7.
Big 3rd down play. Hutchinson really wants to get something going here.
Yeah, it's so important to get some consistency. We felt like they'd match up pretty well against Garden City, but both teams, I said, both teams are pretty improved.
They really are, and it's a even matchup.
Back to pass, Thompson. Has his receiver on the outside, caught at the 30, falling forward to about the 38-yard line.
Zach Hogan really battled. He battled because he did not have enough for the first down when he made the catch. He had to really work at it after the catch to get the yards needed for the first down.
Hogan, a junior for the Salthawks.
Love the way he watched the ball all the way into his hands. Secured it before he tried to start running with it.
Thompson in motion. Delays, gives it to McEwen. Across the 40, up to about the 40, stretches forward to about the 41-yard line. So we'll pick up of a couple. We'll say 2nd down and about 6, maybe 7 yards. So again, Hogan this time split out on his left side. Got Peterson on the top of your screen if you're watching on the right. You give quick opener straight up the middle, up to about the 45-yard line, and push back. The running back McEwen.
Garden City is crowding the line of scrimmage. All 11 players are within 7 yards of the ball. If Hutchinson can find an opening to run through, they can go for a big gain.
That's going to be the quarter. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 3, but that is the end of the quarter. So we'll switch sides, and we'll take a 1-minute break to do so. With your score, Garden City 7, Hutchinson nothing. We go to the second quarter. We'll be back right after this.
Hutchinson High School sports is on the air thanks to these outstanding Salthawk boosters. Portfolio Recovery Associates of Hutchinson, Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital, the Wynn Insurance Group of Hutchinson, Summit Surgical, the Hutchinson Clinic, the Medicine Shop, and Jackson Me. Hutchinson High School and Eagle Radio Sports thank these Salthawk boosters for their continued support of Hutchinson High School athletics.
Hutchinson Community College and Blue Dragon Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salthawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost a student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salthawks.
Jordan to get the first down. Nice job by Barlow. He carries it across and needed 3, got 4 yards.
Pretty good push by that Hutchinson offensive line against the big Garden City D-line. Noah Ragoza, Mason Seitz, Cooper Doobie, Chase Kepler, Jonathan Fan getting a nice surge on that play.
If my wife was here, she'd be cleaning these windows. That's what I'm telling you, mine's over here. It needs some work. Windex would be able to do a commercial out here, Dan. Back to pass is Thompson, steps away from the pressure, and then he picks up positive yardage across the 50, fell forward to about the 47 of Garden City.
Sergio Garcia made the open field tackle as Miles Thompson scrambled.
Kind of had to run for his life right there, and it would have been a situation where maybe if you could have got one away, but you might have had an illegal man downfield. When they know you're starting to run, they're going to try to help you out a little bit, they being the offensive line.
Garden City crowding the line of scrimmage again.
He had some room, though, didn't he, Randy?
Given a little time, Trayton Peterson was wide open, too.
To give up the middle, McEwen finds some positive yards and gets the first down across the 42 to 39 of Garden City. So Hutchinson's starting to move nicely now. And a quick opener right there, straight over on the right side for McEwen. He was Mr. Everything last week against Valley Center.
Especially in the second half.
149 yards, 25 carries, 2 touchdowns, 1 from 38 and 1 from 6. Thompson, back to pass, looks across, the lefty lets it fling on the outside. Peterson, he just about has it off his fingertips, incomplete.
Miles Thompson threw that one off his back foot, but it was pretty much close to the mark, just inches out of reach.
Randy just a fingernail away from being able to catch that.
Yeah, and Peterson had a good step on the defender. He should, if he'd have pulled it in, it could have gotten 6 out of it.
All right, brings up a 2nd down and 10.
First quarter statistics, Garden City 70 total yards of offense on 13 plays. Hutchinson just 33 yards on 15 plays.
Hutchinson now with the ball on the Garden City 39, 2nd down and 9 to turn, trying to turn it his Kokar around that outside edge, and there's a flag on the play. Let's see where it might come from. Normally where you get a hold, and over there Hogan was out in front of him and might got caught on a hold.
Yeah, a couple of officials saw that one. It must have been fairly blatant.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 5. So can't let the drive stall right here as Hutchinson's made it into Garden City territory. It's a little bit more blatant than I thought. It's going to go all the way back into Hutchinson territory at the 49. It's a 10-yard penalty.
It's from the spot of the foul also,
true.
And the hold took place in the backfield.
7-0, Garden City with the lead just at the start here of the second quarter of play. We're out in Garden City at Buffalo Stadium on the east side of town.
2nd down, 22.
Thompson, first man through, pops it across the 50. McEwen again goes up to the 50, picks up about a yard and a half on the play. One of those is going to pop long sooner or later when you're hitting a hole like he is.
Especially with the Garden City defensive players crowding the line of scrimmage the way they are. If you can just find a crease, you can run for a long ways.
Kokar brings the play in from the sidelines.
Now with it 3rd down and 20, the Garden City defensive secondary backs up.
Twins on our near side. Wideouts is Kokar on the far side. Top of the is going to be, again, Peterson. Here's the give. Some room to run. And passes complete to Kokar all the way down to about the 42-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down and about 4 to go for the first down.
14,
excuse me. Yeah, I didn't see the one farther down there. So, Randy, do you throw in this situation? We've thrown quite a bit tonight already. Or you try to run a draw, perhaps?
You know, I would probably go ahead and throw a pass. I would actually try something over the middle if it were me.
If it's me, I punt.
And aim it for the corner, right? Thompson, back to pass. Lots of pressure on him. Gets the pass away. Incomplete pass. And it'll take over on downs will be Garden City at the 41-yard line, their own 41, leading at 7-0. So Hutchinson looked like they're in pretty good shape and driving, and all of a sudden the holding penalty, a 10-yarder, went against them. And then incomplete passes started happening. So Garden City will set up offensively now. Burns back out there. Also Dominguez on his right hip. Run out of the pistol. It'll be Janis at that tailback spot. Turn to give to Janis around the outside, trying to turn it. He does get the corner turn and across the 50. Knocked out of downs finally on the Garden City sideline right at the 50-yard line.
But a flag on the play.
So that looks like it might come back. Some other scores to pass along from the first quarter scores. Derby 7, Newton nothing. McPherson 13, Circle nothing. Cape and Mark Carmel over Carroll 7-0. That's always a good one. Garden and Valley Center 6-0 Garden on top at the end of the quarter. Had a holding on the offense, by the way, as it comes back. Hayes leads over Great Bend now 22-0 at the end of the one. And Southeast Saline over Beloit 6-0.
Next week, Hutchinson will be at home for their season home opener at Gowan Stadium. Mays South will be coming to the center of the garden spot of the universe, and they have a very good team. They won 56-0 over Great Bend last week.
So be sure and stop by Gowan Stadium. There's the pitch around the outside by
ball carrier number 22.
It's going to be Dominguez.
Running about 4 yards.
Picked up about 4. Brings up a 2nd down and still long. 2nd at about 14. Very similar to the Hutchinson possession when they had the flag go against them.
Nolan Cunningham is playing corner tonight. I think today was the last day for Hinahaw to have to sit.
Pitch on the outside. Burns is going to keep it, and he'll be sacked in the backfield. A whole host of Salthawks coming up there to get the job done.
Dakota Thompson was one of them in there.
Jack Hauber was the other one.
Thank you, Randy.
Hauber had a great game against Valley Center. Leading the charge there. Here's the third down and long. Third and about 13. Ball on the 39-yard line of Garden City. Burns, low snap, and he picks it up. Wants to go the air. It's going to be picked off. There's a pick by Hutchinson at the 40-yard line, and they'll bring it down right there. Heck of a play by Hutch.
Dakota Thompson with the interception.
Had it played perfectly, and he just about like Burns threw it right to him. He jumped the route and had it played perfectly for the pick.
Dakota Thompson and Nolan Cunningham thrust in the starting roles because of a couple of players who did absolutely nothing wrong, just in the era of what we've been facing the last 6 months.
Exactly.
A couple of them had to as precautionary measures, sit out for a couple of weeks.
But a great catch right there on a pick on the interception. Was not a pick six, but sets it up at the 40 now. Garden City 40. We're in the second quarter. Hutchinson trailing 7-0. 8:03 to go in this first half of play. Keeping it is Thompson, trying to turn the edge. He's trying to get it down to about the 35-yard line. They're going to mark it at about the 34 with his forward progress as his gang tackle down there.
Give this Garden City defense some credit. I mean, they were tough last week at Manhattan, and they've been very stingy tonight. Hutchinson Salthawks having trouble finding opportunities to sustain a drive. With this short field, this is where they definitely want to put some points on the board.
Jonathan Van out there leading the cause, trying to get his quarterback a few more yards. Big number 64. Plays that right tackle position. Peterson wide right. Thompson. There's Kokar on the catch at the 30. We'll call it the 31. He's dropped immediately, but that should be really close for the first down. They say it's going to be third down. Third down and 1. So third and less than a yard now for the Salthawks.
That's Noah Kokar's third catch of this game.
We've thrown so much, I do not recognize this Hutchinson team. There's a quarterback sneak by the big man Thompson across, and he gets it across to the 29. Needed 1, less than 1, and got 3.
Anytime you only need 1 and you can get 3 with a quarterback
you're 6'7".
sneak.
You got 2 of the yards right there if you just fall down, don't you?
I think he's big enough he could make 5 yards if he just falls down.
That's exactly right. Nice job by Thompson. Takes it all the way to the 29-yard line. First and 10 Hutch. Inside the second quarter here. 7-0 Garden City if you just joined us. Back to pass. Thompson doesn't have room, throws it away. Wise play to keep from losing yardage. So it'll bring up a second down and 10.
I think he's going to get called for intentional grounding.
Okay, we'll see.
Well, that's a tough call because
yes, it is.
Coach Vernon was kind of excited about putting in the screen pass into the arsenal, and that was a screen pass attempt, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, there wasn't anybody in the area, and he was trying to avoid a tackle.
So you'll lose it down as well as the yardage. Now mark it at the 40.
Pretty sure that screen pass
was
designed to go to Alec McEwen, but the defense was surrounding McEwen to where he couldn't get to the spot that Miles Thompson expected him to be.
Loss of down, it becomes a second down, and we'll call it 20. PA announcer just third down, but that was a first down run. Nothing there as Thompson tries to get out of it. Actually, it was never brought down, but his forward progress was stopped, and they're going to mark it back at the 40. So now it's third down, and a whole lot of real estate for Hutchinson with 6:09 to go in this first half of play. We're in the second quarter.
I'm not sure that the playbook has a play for 33 yards.
Yeah, I think the scoreboard's a little bit off. It's not really 3rd and 33.
Actually, I think it's more like 23. It looks like 23.
I think you're right.
So third down and 23, we'll call it. And Thompson up under center. Man in motion, wants to throw it, dumps it away. There's a screen caught by McEwen, trying to keep his balance all the way down to the 20. And he got a lot of positive yard, not 20, to 30. He got a lot of positive yardage, but he's still short. Brings up 4th down and short.
Picked up 11, and that was the play that Hutchinson tried to run earlier when they were called for the intentional grounding.
McEwen, after he caught the football, did a good job of just staying on his feet to pick up extra yardage.
Screen passes to the fullback are difficult to defend. Give Garden City credit. They played it pretty well.
Now it's at about the 30. 4th down. 4th down and 11.
Hutchinson attempting to pull Garden City off sides, but didn't quite get it done.
And a timeout's going to be taken. We're going to get a break in as well. 7-0 Garden City with the lead. 4:53 to go in quarter number 2. Hutchinson facing a 4th down at about 11 or 12. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Garden City on top by a score of 7-0. And with just a few minutes left to go in here in the second quarter.
4:53. They've on the clock here. I hate it when they do that. They've got the seconds ticking off of how much time is remaining in the timeout,
and you don't,
rather than in the game. Steve Carpenter's all over things all the time. Thank you, Carp. He's sent us that intentional grounding goes down as a quarterback sack is a 0-yard penalty that carries a loss of down. Steve Carpenter, we rely on him as a human sports encyclopedia.
He's having a tough time with no Nebraska football going on this fall. Back to pass is Thompson. Has a receiver diving forward over there. Incomplete was Barlow. He had a look at it and just about probably should have had it. It was right out of his hands.
Just a step out of reach.
Kokar was out there, had an opportunity, could not get to it. So, well, that had 6 written all over it. That would have changed the complexion of the game, but not to be. Now, what do we have called? We have a flag on the play, Dan.
Roughing the passer.
So, wow, that's a good one. Let's see if it carries the automatic downs, and it should.
I believe it does.
So, Thompson was roughed up. 2 penalties on the play.
Oh.
Holding on the offense. And roughing the passer. You replay 4th down. So 4th down, we'll call it 12 for Hutchinson.
Haven't seen the rocket toss yet this game.
Back to pass, Thompson jumps up, puts it up in the air, incomplete pass.
And we still haven't seen
we haven't not. Incomplete pass, and ball goes over to the intended receiver was Blackwell. Ball goes over on downs now, and Hutchinson is still trailing 7-0. Garden City will take over on downs.
And Blackwell was open by about 3 steps.
Thompson had to hurry his pass.
He was under duress.
So Garden City with an opportunity here, plenty of time left with 4:42 in the quarter to tack on 6 more.
New quarterback.
It will be a new quarterback. This was going to be one of their sophomores. Number 3, pass on the outside. Catch is made by Dominguez. He breaks the tackle across the 40 and out of bounds. On that far side. This quarterback was Weiss. Or Weesey, the quarterback, 190-pound sophomore, connected over there with Dominguez.
And he got hit right as he caught it. Should have been down right there, but he broke out.
Yeah, you have to give him credit for bouncing off that first contact and then picking up almost all the yards afterwards.
Stop the clock by going out of bounds. 4:34 to go in this quarter. Second quarter of play. 1st and 10 from the Garden City 41. That picked up by Weesey. He's going to keep it himself. Turns the corner and dropped right at the 45. Picked up about 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7.
Caleb Weesey, 6'4", 190 pounds, and just a sophomore.
So second down, excuse me. And again, we'll call it 7 for Garden City. Halftime guest will be Travis Boo. We're going to talk about Salthawk Booster Club. Handoff on the right side. That is going to be Janice. He carries forward across the 47-yard line. Flag on the play. After the play was completed, they'll mark it at the 48. And let's see exactly what they're going to call. It's going to be against Hutchinson. They're going to come over and explain it now to the Hutchinson staff, and they'll march it to the south. And it's going to be a big one, all the way down to the personal foul is going to be called, all the way down to the 37-yard line.
Now they called a late hit on the defense.
So that carries with it an automatic first down as well. Now Hutchinson's got to bow their back a little bit with 3:47 to go before the end of the half. Can't allow Garden City to get into the end zone. Need another pick. Again, Weesey stays in there at quarterback. He is a sophomore. 2 sophomore backup quarterbacks to Burns. Give to Dominguez. Dominguez doesn't go anywhere. Out, and it gets out of the reach, and there's a face mask after that. And flags come flying in. Hopper got him with a face mask. So he was stopped, but then he spun out of it.
Yeah, that's about the 4th time tonight where Garden City ball carriers have bounced off of tackles and picked up extra yards.
This will go the other way, and it's going to be all the way to the 21 against Hutchinson. So 1st and 10 now from the Hutch 21 for Garden City. Face mask is the call.
3:26 to play in the second quarter. Garden City 7, Hutchinson 0.
Glenn Grunwald, Dan Nacarado along with you in the booth. Randy McKay on the sidelines, and Sarah Peterson on top of the booth with the live stream. And go to that live stream, just go to hutchpost.com. And a timeout's going to be taken by Garden City. I think it's an equipment timeout. We're going to keep it here as they're going to send a man out.
Just have to replace a player probably, unless Garden chooses to take a timeout.
Red Men of Smith Center on top of Phillipsburg, 7-6. Second quarter score. Mill Valley on top of DeSoto, 14-7. Dodge City on top of Liberal, 14-0. And Newton and Derby all tied up at 7 apiece.
Newton played tough last week in a losing effort, 41-34. Busted play.
Up the middle. Picks up about 2 yards, Weesey did.
Weesey went to hand the ball off, and his running back had already left. But he still picked up some positive yards.
Hopper on the stop again.
That's always good when on a busted play you still gain positive yardage.
Brandon McKay's comments brought to you by Jackson Meat, 13 West 6th, and Papa John's Pizza, 17th and Plum.
2:30 to play in the second quarter.
Weesey back in the shotgun. Both running backs on his left and right side. Back to pass. He's going to keep it himself. Weesey straight up the middle. Has some room. Up down all the way to the 6-yard line. He'll move the chains for the first down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 6 for Garden City.
Kinzer Newquist made a nice open field tackle once Weesey broke free. If Newquist doesn't make that tackle, it's a touchdown for Garden City.
This is very much like last week when Hutch scored right before halftime. Right now with 2:10 to go, Garden City trying to milk clock and also score at the same time. They lead at 7-0 right now. Weesey, the Garden City quarterback, keeps it himself again. Dives forward all the way down to about the 2-yard line. So 2nd down and goal from the Hutchinson 2. Clock inside of 1:49 now in this second quarter. At halftime, Travis Boo will join us, Salthawk Booster Club president. They do a lot of good things, and we're going to hear about some of them.
That's good.
Here's Weesey, the quarterback. I wonder if something happened to Burns that we didn't see. Turn to give. This time it is Janus trying to work his way into the end zone. He's really close, and he says, yes, he got it in. Janus with the carry. was able to get it in. Josh Janis, senior running back, takes it in. Pretty easy score right down there, but he worked for it, didn't he, Randy?
Yeah, he did. In that last little stretch before any part of his body hit the ground, got him into the end zone.
So it is 13-0. Garden City with the lead, and they're out to try to kick the point after again. Isaac Rivera, he was good on the last kick. So here is the point after snap. It is held. It's bounced a little bit. The kick not any good. It's going to be knocked down, so it's no good, and your score with 1:22 to go in the second quarter of play, it is Garden City 13, Hutchinson nothing. We'll be back for the Garden City kickoff right after this 30-second timeout.
The BW Radio auction is back. Tune in Thursday, 9:20 till 11. Bargains include leaf-for-leaf gutter guards for your gutters from CNC Home Improvement valued at $1,000. Vehicle details and oil changes from Midwest Superstore valued at $150. And certificates from the Toy Depot, The Bug Guys, High Flying Auto, Stone Creek Nursery of Heston, and Goble Carpet Cleaning. Check kwbwradio.com for the complete list and tune in Thursday, 9:20 till 11 on BW.
Dan's telling me that Isaac Phillips was in there to block that extra point attempt. It was botched by the holder. He picked it up by the time he did. Too much line gaps were leaked through. Hutchinson players came through to get a hand on it.
The timing was all messed up when the snap was bobbled. Isaac Phillips got into the backfield and was somewhat surprised. He didn't know if the holder was going to try to pick it up and run with it.
1:22 remaining to go in the contest. As the sun slowly sets to the west of us here. Trying to get all my S's out there without making...
I think it's a tequila sunset.
Is that what it is?
It's an orange sun.
You might see some of the Colorado Fires. All right, here we go. They're going to kick it away. And kicking the ball off will be Isaac Rivera.
Get a big return here.
Near side is Peterson. Far side is Kokar. Here comes the toe into the football, and it's going to be airborne. Kokar's going to take it at the 10. Heads to his right side. Gets a block, a flag on the play to the 20-25, and gets out to about the 28-yard line.
Obvious block in the back by the Salthawks.
That means Hutchinson's going to start this drive deep in their own territory with only 1:13 to play in the half. As much as you would like to put points on the board before halftime, you do not want to make a mistake and give some more points to your opponent.
Try to get a, if you can possibly get a first down to get it out of that shadows of the end zone.
Don't get too greedy right now. It's going to be on their own 10-yard line.
So they're going to mark it at the 10, 1st and 10 for Hutchinson. Salthawks will set up shop right there. At the 10-yard line. They trail 13-0. Garden City with the lead. Last few years, Hutchinson's won 3 out of the last 4 years against Garden City. So Hutch won 28-24 2 years ago. Last year won 21-12. Back-to-back wins in a row. And a flag before we could even get started on this play, Dan. Lots of penalties tonight. False start.
I think Hutchinson would be well advised to just secure the football, regroup at halftime. There's certainly nothing insurmountable about a 13-point deficit.
1:13 to go in a quarter. We're in the second quarter of play. Ian Thompson's quarterback the whole game for Hutchinson. The handoff, safe handoff, straightaway running. Up to about the 10. Here flies in another flag.
If this one goes against Hutchinson, Garden City might want to use their timeouts. Try to get the ball again before halftime.
I think they were saying face mask against Garden City.
Okay, that's good news for Hutchinson. Gives them a little breathing room.
An automatic first down.
Sometimes the PA sounds like a UFO coming into the stadium here.
That was the
reverberation.
The field judge making the call. So first down now for Hutch, first and about 5 for Hutch. Straightaway running across the 20. McEwen with a nice run. Picked up about 5. So Hutch keeps the ball rolling in a positive direction for the first down with 1:02 to go in this first half of play.
Garden City's playing it safe. They're backing up 4 defensive backs 15 yards off the line of scrimmage.
And the outside, Thompson's going to decide to keep it himself. He's to the 30. Couldn't cut back through. Gets out of bounds on that far side. Close to the first down.
It's going to be very difficult to throw the ball downfield right now because Garden City has 4 defensive backs just making sure they don't give up the big play.
Up to the 30. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Has to get to about the 31 for the first down.
This is a situation where if you're going to throw it, you might want to throw it underneath the coverage and hope you get a good run after catch.
41 ticks left to go in this second quarter of play. And he does just stab it. It's in and out of Barlow's hands. He's got to get to it as it's knocked away out of bounds. Incomplete pass. Close enough it could have maybe been a pitch or consider a lateral. Barlow kind of gave up on a little bit, and Garden City player came in trying to get to it and bring up 3rd down and a yard. So Hutchinson probably content to go in down by 2 scores. Would like to get one. You got plenty of time left, 38.2 to go. But like you said, Dan, got to come up with something special there to give away straight ahead. First down, picked up. Got 1.5 yards on the play.
Hutchinson's taking a timeout. 34 seconds to play in the half.
That's good enough for a Hutchinson first down.
And I think they're going to call a timeout. Timeout's going to be taken by Hutch. We'll get a half-minute break in. 34.1 seconds to go in the second quarter. Garden City 13. Hutchinson nothing. Hutchinson with the football at their own 32-yard line. We'll be back in a half minute.
It's time to finish your taxes. Whether we filed your extension or not, bring your tax information to H&R Block and let our tax professionals ensure you get every deduction and credit you deserve. And our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth are open to assist you. Don't wait to file your tax return and risk penalties for missing the deadline. Make an appointment now and put our expertise to work for you.
And on the near side, on the far side, Kokar. And they're waiting for Garden City to break huddle to come back on out. Kokar's in that slot formation right at the 30.
Zach Hogan wide out on that left side.
So now we get set. First down and 10 for Hutch. Thompson down under center. Wants to throw it. Peterson has it at the 40. Breaks a tackle to the 45, to the 50. Has some speed. Down to the 40. Down the sidelines he goes all the way out of bounds at the 30. It'll stop the clock with 24.5 seconds to go and a flag on the play, late one. Peterson kind of got tangled up a little bit with the defensive player. Let's see what the flag is going to be. This could be a big one if it goes against Garden City.
We had a little extra activity after the play, but it could go either way.
Smart call by Coach Mike Vernon to throw underneath the coverage and let Trey Peterson use his speed to run with it after the catch.
First big opportunity we've had for Peterson to show some of his speed that we know he has from the basketball court from last year. And Coach Vernon out to talk to his team again. Now they call the play and he gets set.
Peterson probably caught it about 8 yards from the line of scrimmage and then ran for 30 yards.
See what the ruling's going to be here. They'll pick up the flag. On the defense was a personal foul.
That should move it to the 15.
Randy, is that going to put it about the 15-yard line?
Going to be right on the 15.
So that changes the complexity a little bit with 24.5 seconds remaining to go. Boy, if Hutchinson could pick up 6 in the extra point here, it would be huge. After coming from their own 5-yard line.
Hutchinson has 1 timeout remaining. They probably have enough time to run 2 or 3 plays at most.
Kokar split wide on the left side. Peterson on the right. Ball is on the right hash mark. Back to pass. Thompson looks to the right side. Has a receiver. Peterson, touchdown! Touchdown Peterson from 15 yards out. Coach Vernon told us the other day, Dan, that if he can put it out there, Peterson can go up and get it. And that's exactly what he did right there. comes at the 18.4 mark of this first half of play.
Yeah, just threw it up as a jump ball between Peterson and Ryan Hyman of the Buffaloes, and Peterson was easily out-jumped him.
What a turn of events in what took about 60 seconds.
Hutchinson started with the ball on their own 10-yard line with 1:13 to go in the second half. They backed up, so they actually gained somewhere around 95 to 100 yards on that drive.
Here comes the extra point. Carter Boo in, left-footed kicker, up and on its way, and it is up and good. And your score, with 18.4 seconds to go before halftime, is Garden City 13, Hutchinson 7. We'll be back for the Hutch kickoff coming up right after this 30-second timeout.
Hutchinson High School sports is on the air thanks to these outstanding Salthawk boosters. Portfolio Recovery Associates of Hutchinson, Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital, the Wynn Insurance Group of Hutchinson, Summit Surgical, the Hutchinson Clinic, the Medicine Shop, and Jackson Meat. Hutchinson High School and Eagle Radio Sports thank these Salthawk boosters for their continued support of Hutchinson High School athletics.
Well, how about that, Dan Nacarado? Just like that. 6 and then plus 7 on the board with the extra point. Good.
Give Hutchinson a lot of credit for their courage to roll the dice and call some pass plays, but they called the proper pass plays with those 4 defensive backs backpedaling for Garden City. They threw underneath the coverage, and Trey Peterson picked up a 38-yard gain, most of it with the run after the catch, and then tack on another 15 yards because of the penalty against Garden City at the end of the play. And Hutchinson finds a way to score.
Got a text that said that the Facebook was kicking out every 3 minutes. We've got Facebook on in the booth, and it is crystal clear, so it might be on the receiver's end. You can go to YouTube as well, the Hutch Post YouTube channel if you like that view better, but I have not seen anything kicking out, so it could be on the receiving end. So it's been pretty clear here. So Hutchinson will kick off now from the 40-yard line.
Call me crazy, but I can see an onside kick here.
Possibly.
Nah, not with 18 seconds to play.
He kicks it away, kind of squibs it to the right side. It's going to hit right at the 15 and go out of bounds, so that'll be the penalty out to the 35. And it'll go with 18 seconds left to go. Unless they decide to make them kick it over, and I doubt that. I think they'll take it at the 35.
Coach Brian Miller, the first-year head varsity basketball coach at Hutchinson High School and also a Salthawk graduate, says the YouTube channel is working very well.
So if you're not happy with the Facebook channel, go to the YouTube. But we are actually monitoring down in our booth, and it's doing fine.
They're going to take a knee.
So Garden City kneels, and that should just about do it. So we're going to go in at halftime with a 13-7 ball game. Garden City with the lead. A nice job by Hutchinson to take it. That drive was about 95 yards. The big catch by Peterson for the touchdown from 15 yards out. And before that one also, he made the catch and the penalty tacked on more yardage. And Hutchinson was able to get 7 on the board before we go to halftime. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back and add up all the stats. It's Sept Medicine Shop in-game capsule. Travis Boo will be my halftime guest after that. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use First Pay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Salthawks! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Forward. Always moving. Never stagnant. Together. Nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward. Together.
Hi Kansas, Jess here at Pools Plus, and we are super bummed we won't see you at the fair this year, but we are excited that our inventory is stocked and ready for the big sale. You heard it, the No Fair Fair Sale is going on now at Pools Plus. All spas and outdoor furniture are marked down to an all-time low. All in-stock solar covers are 15% off. Get them while they last. Be sure to call the professionals at Pools Plus and schedule your pool closing before the calendar is full. The No Fair Fair Sale going on at Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Garden City. 13-7 at halftime. Garden City with the lead over the Salthawks. It's time for the Medicine Shop in-game capsule. A little White Castle at 14th and Main. Just a great little facility right there. And they'll help you out with all your over-the-counter products if you wish. Don't forget flu shots just around the corner. It's going to be so important this year. And I think they're getting pretty close to getting their shipments in. So you might want to give them a call and check and maybe even have them call you when it gets in, but they'll do that for you. That's just the kind of customer service that they have, and they do a great job in the Salt City. Well, first quarter play, about a minute and 42 to go in the first quarter. Garden City was able to put it into the end zone to take a 7-0 score. Then in the second quarter, they were able to come down and about the same, a minute and 22 to go up 13-0, but you turn right back around. And they missed the point after. Hutchinson came back, got the football deep in their own territory at the 5, worked it all the way down, got a 15-yard touchdown throw and catch by Trayton Peterson from Thompson. And the point after by Boo was good, and we had ourselves a ball game at 13-7. Two big plays. Peterson made it. Catch and took it all the way down, and the unsportsmanlike conduct foul took it to the 15. So it went from the 30 to the 15. Play from scrimmage, a nice pass by Thompson, put it up, and a good job jump ball by Peterson to go up and bring it down, and we're sitting at 13-7. What do the other numbers look like for us, Dan?
Well, I can't remember the last time Hutchinson put up more yards passing in a half than running the football.
Rick Krause is falling over right now as we speak.
And when he falls, that's like a tree.
Yes, exactly.
It's like a tree falling in the forest. But 93 yards passing for Hutchinson in that first half. 53 yards rushing, 146 yards of total offense on 32 snaps compared to 112 yards for Garden City on 24 snaps. Garden City actually picked up 101 yards rushing compared to just 53 for Hutchinson. But again, 93 yards through the air for the Hutchinson Salthawks, and that enabled them to cut the deficit to 13-7 just before halftime.
Well, they did a good job and starting to get lighted up a little bit, and I think that probably that locker room a little bit more positive right now because only down by one score. That is your Medicine Shop in-game capsule. They're having homecoming here at Garden City, so we'll give us a little bit more time to talk with Travis Boo. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We'll get him all set up. Again at halftime, 13-7, Garden City with the lead over Hutchinson. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hutchinson High School sports is on the air thanks to these outstanding Salthawk boosters. Portfolio Recovery Associates of Hutchinson, Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital, the Wynn Insurance Group of Hutchinson, Summit Surgical, the Hutchinson Clinic, the Medicine Shop, and Jackson Meat. Hutchinson High School and Eagle Radio Sports thank these Salthawk boosters for their continued support of Hutchinson High School athletics.
Hutchinson Community College and Blue Dragon Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salthawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost the student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salthawks.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
The BW Radio Auction is back. Tune in Thursday, 9:20 to 11. Bargains include a pair of Audible hearing aids from Hearing Healthcare valued at $4,200. A Python car starter from Innovative Tint and Graphics Installed valued at $350. Mobile headlight restoration from JZ Auto Appearance Specialties valued at $50. And certificates from Gambino's Pizza, Jackson Meat, Club Car Wash, and the Sleep Shop and Furniture Gallery. Check kwbwradio.com for the complete list and tune in Thursday, 9:20 till 11 on BW.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Garden City. 13-7 at halftime. Garden City with the lead over the Salthawks of Hutchinson. Now joining me, the president of the Salthawk Booster Club, Travis Boo, has stepped into the booth, and good to have you along this evening. You said when you're not, you have to be recorded, otherwise when you're live, your wife says you make mistakes.
Well, I've been known to say the wrong things when it's live, so I'm going to try to do my best.
Try to do your best. Tell us about the Booster Club. A lot of folks might not know about the Booster Club, but I think you guys are a little bit more visible, especially on Facebook, with some of the gear that you sold. You had models kind of showing off what some of the new stuff looked like, and made it available for people to easily purchase, and then also a lot of other things going on. What exactly all does the Salthawk Booster Club do?
Well, I tell you what, we had an opportunity that we were kind of fortunate with everything going on with COVID. We lost a lot of opportunities to be in front of people, like the fall, the blue and gold game. Normally we've got every athlete out there being introduced and their parents, and we're able to be out there and have a presence. Well, this year was just a football team, so that took away one of the things that we did. There's usually a fall meeting for all the athletes that we're able to get in front of people also, and so Lisa Chapman has agreed to take on our Spirit Wear this year, and she has had some experience with running an online boutique, and so she's been doing a tremendous job out there for us to get the pictures out there, the gear that we have, and we've had tremendous response from that, and I think it's going to help us not only this year but also in the future to have a presence like that.
Well, you guys did a great job. It was so easy. I picked up a couple products, and you just sent an invoice, and you pay it, and you even hand delivered it to me at the station.
Don't tell that guy out there.
You're trying to do as much as you can, but at the same time, people can pick some stuff up if they want to get it this week, and you'll be able to pick it up at the game next Friday.
Absolutely, we've been able to. Well, at first Lisa was out there out at the Salthawk Activity Center many nights putting these orders together and getting them ready, and then we've been able to drop them off at the high school office there, and they've been gracious enough to help us out there to get those delivered. But we're going to kind of slow down a little bit and hopefully get it to where we have orders due by a certain date, and then we'll promise to have them available before game time or at a certain date. That way we can kind of not force Lisa to be doing so much work out there, but she's doing a tremendous job for us.
Let's talk about the next Booster Club meeting if people are interested. Number one, what's some of the costs? I know you have various different levels, but how easy is it to join a Booster Club?
Well, I tell you what, one of the easiest ways, we've got 4 different levels of a Booster Club, and one of the ways you can do is you can actually email us at salthawkboosterclub@gmail.com. Again, salthawkboosterclub@gmail.com. And the different levels, we have the basic level starting at $30, and we go to the blue at $75, silver at $125, and gold at $250 with different benefits at each level. But if you email us at the salthawkboosterclub@gmail.com and let us know what level you'd like to be a part of, we'll send you, like you said, that invoice. We can send you an email that will have a link to pay that invoice online, and we'll get you included.
So basically $30 for the whole year.
Yeah.
A couple or a family can get involved with that way. And what are some of the things that you do for Salthawk Athletics?
I'll tell you what, we've been able to support our teams. I mean, going back to some of our goals is, we try to raise money to help support our student athletes, and ultimately try to build a community within our community as well as with our school and help out the athletics as much as we can. Some of the things that we do, we run concession stands for the volleyball games and the basketball games at the SAC, and any event that goes on there, we're actually doing a middle school on Monday as well, and so people can get involved and help with that. We do 50-50 raffles at football and basketball games. We sell our spiritware. We put on the Night of the Hawk and Gladiator games, which is the where we introduce the winter and spring athletes that are participating. It's kind of a fun night. We have some games, feed the athletes pizza or whatever we're doing that night, and so it's just kind of a way to bring everybody together and to support the Salthawks. But some of the things that we've done over this year, one of the initiatives we had is we actually went out and created some bids, or got some bids for the senior banners. And
that's so cool. You and I talked about that.
Yeah.
I think we'd been at Valley Center for a basketball game and noticed how they had them for every sport and every player just about, but you went with the seniors. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so we were able to, those, if you talk to any previous parent of a previous senior, those are somewhere between $70 and $80 every year.
But it means so much to the kids.
It does, but we were able to get them for $15, and really good product, and didn't necessarily make the Booster Club any money, but it saved our parents a whole lot of money.
Exactly,
so,
and it lets those seniors stand out
absolutely
a little bit. So what about the tailgate group thing that takes place in the spring? That was right before COVID hit.
Sure, and the Booster Club at this point is not necessarily a part of that.
That's a separate entity.
That's really
but you guys worked it. A lot of you guys worked it.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about the Booster Club is we're all part of everything that goes on, and so we've got people that are involved, parents that are involved in many sports.
Chatting with Travis Boo at halftime, chatting a little bit about what goes on with the Booster Club. I had mentioned the meeting on October 5th. I did a little bit better reading here. That's going to be a virtual Zoom meeting, so you can send an email to kingvbbooster@gmail.com. Richard King is putting this together. It's the kingvbbooster at gmail.com for the link to participate in that. That's 6 p.m. on that Monday night the 5th. Really encourage people that if you're not a member to maybe get involved with that and take a look and see how you can become a member. So how many roughly do you have in the Booster Club right now?
Well, last year was a really good year. I think we had about we had a little over 50, which was up over the last couple of years. I've heard people have told me about 10, 15 years ago we were having a lot of members in the Booster Club, and things have changed over the years, and a lot of sports are doing their own individual things. But one of the goals that I have, being president and with the help of everybody that helps out with the club, is to try to bring more unity to Salthawks athletics, and hopefully the Booster Club can be more of a presence to more people. And right now we have about I believe we're at 25, and that's just sending out emails to previous members and putting it on Facebook. But I tell you what, we'd welcome anybody at any level, and all you have to do is send an email to the Salthawks Booster Club at gmail.com, and we'd love to have you be a part of it.
See how you can get involved. Chatting with Travis Boo about the Booster Club as well. We're at halftime, 13-7. Hutchinson trails Garden City. Garden put 13 on the board, but Hutch in a last minute and a half of play was able to drive 95 yards. A couple pass plays mixed in with the unsportsmanlike penalty was able to get Hutchinson into the end zone and on the scoreboard, more importantly. Now let's switch to the
How exciting was that?
That was pretty exciting. Peterson and I with a nice catch. If we heard he could go up and get it.
Yeah.
You have to wear two hats sometimes because you got soccer games with Carter playing soccer this year as well, and then you turn around and he puts the football helmet on, and that started last year. Tell us a little about his involvement with that. Plus, he has some other aspirations as well that weren't able to get done because of COVID-19 this last year. But he's a multi-sport athlete.
Well, we're really proud of him. I mean, he works hard. I mean, he's a very dedicated individual. From soccer to baseball. He obviously lost his junior year of baseball, which everybody did, and it was a bad deal. But one of those things that happens, and you learn and you grow from that. But this year he's looking forward to. He started last year about halfway through the season, kicking extra points for the Salthawks, and continuing his role as a center defender for the Salthawks soccer team, who that he's been playing since he was 3 years old. So he just likes to compete, and so I've been very proud of what he's been able to accomplish and how he's accomplished it. So
I got to know what prompted him to decide to come out and help kick last year. You and I talked about that a little bit. Exactly what took place with that.
Well, he reached out to Coach Vernon. My understanding, he did it without me knowing it, and which is fine. And I was glad that he was able to go out. He saw something he wanted to do. He just thought that maybe he might be able to do something like that. And the story I've been told is he showed up to practice to try it out, and Coach asked him if he'd ever kicked field goals before, and he said, I'd never kicked a football before. And so that was on I believe a Tuesday. He came back out on a Thursday, tried out again, and Friday night he was kicking extra points against Newton. So it happened that quick, about halfway through the season last year, and so it's been a great opportunity. Our family loves to go to any kind of sporting event. So anything we can, cheer our own kid on, that's awesome. But anything that the Salthawks are involved in, we love. So
Salthawks soccer in a tough one. They were tied at 1 and about 40 minutes deep against Andover, but Andover came out and got the win 3-1. So they got more action coming this next week. But that keeps you running pretty good.
Yeah. We're gonna drive home tonight, and he's got a game tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at May South, and so we'll be. I'll start out my morning by going to the SAC and getting ready for the concession stand for the freshman tournament tomorrow, and getting everything set up and ready to go. And then we have some volunteers. Big shout out to the middle school volleyball team. They got some players coming to help us tomorrow, and so plus some members of our booster team that's going to help out with that.
Yeah,
so,
it takes a village, no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
So, good luck to you with that. And again, anybody wants to get involved, they can either get a hold of you or, like they said, give the Gmail again, Salthawk Booster Club at gmail.com.
Yeah, Salthawk Booster Club at gmail.com. We've been able to give close to $20,000 the last few years to the athletics, and it's all because of area sponsors, and we don't. It can be individuals, or it could be businesses. We welcome everybody, and we were unable to do our golf tournament this year because of COVID, and so
we need some members.
So we definitely need some members, and it's just building the community. I mean, Hutch is a great place to live, great place to have your kid go to school. I think there's a lot of Salthawk pride going around the community, and we need to build on that.
Well spoken. Thank you, Travis. Thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate it.
I hope Carter's got about 3 more extra points tonight.
Hey, I hope
Would that
so.
do it?
I hope so.
I think so too. So thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for having me.
We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. We're still at halftime. 13-7 is your score. Garden City on top. We'll be back in 1 minute.
It's time to finish your taxes. Whether we filed your extension or not, bring your tax information to H&R Block and let our tax professionals ensure you get every deduction and credit you deserve. And our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth are open to assist you. Don't wait to file your tax return and risk penalties for missing the deadline. Make an appointment now and put our expertise to work for you.
Hutchinson High School sports is on the air thanks to these outstanding Salthawk boosters. Portfolio Recovery Associates of Hutchinson, Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital, the Wynn Insurance Group of Hutchinson, Summit Surgical, the Hutchinson Clinic, the Medicine Shop, and Jackson Meat. Hutchinson High School and Eagle Radio Sports thank these Salthawk boosters for their continued support of Hutchinson High School athletics.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Garden City as Hutchinson's warming up in the north end zone. Garden City coming out on the field now on the far side. Got some halftime scores. Trinity Catholic at halftime leading Chaparral 35-6 in some local Reno County scoring. Salina South, May South, it is the real deal, 48-6 over Salina South at halftime. And Derby and Newton are locked in a good one, a 2-point ball game. Derby with the lead 14 to I believe 12 at intermission. I'll double check that. But Andale on top of Mulvane, 44-0. We did have a cancellation as Andover Central was to play at Buhler. Andover Central, one player came down with COVID-19. That game has been canceled for tonight. We'll see if they redo it or not. McPherson 15, Circle nothing. Just looking at some other scores that are taking place around the state, which, by the way, on scores, tune into the VW Scoreboard Show from 10 to 10:30 tonight. Nick Gosnell with all the scores and recaps from all across the state of Kansas.
Nick Gosnell really does a fantastic job with that scoreboard show. It's something that we've needed in the center of the garden spot of the universe, also known as Hutchinson, Kansas, USA, Earth Milky Way, for quite a long time, and we appreciate Nick pulling that together.
A couple other scores, a close one. Second quarter, Little River 22, Clifton Clyde 20. That taking place. It was Derby 16, Newton 14 at halftime. Boyston on top of Larned 14-7.
Newton has a powerful, potent offense. Last week they got beat 41-34, and I think they racked up something like 250 yards passing. So they can put some points on the board.
Just talking with Travis Boo about the Booster Club, and they're getting up close to 50 members, but that should be way bigger than that. If you're a family that is involved with, even if your kids are at the HMS 7 or 8 level, get involved for as little as $30 for the whole year, and get involved and help out because they need volunteers for various events. They've missed out on some fundraising opportunities all year, with the COVID-19 going on, and I highly recommend that people join the Salthawk Booster Club if you possibly can. I know my wife and I joined this year and excited to do so. Coming up, hopefully we can have a little drive and get more people involved, because that's a lot of that. There's a lot of Salthawk pride, but put it in the form of the Booster Club and get some good things going.
Yeah, I think there have been years where there have been over 100 members of Booster Club.
Let's get it up there. Let's do it.
That's very doable.
All right, Hutchinson warmed up at the north end, bouncing up and down, getting ready for this second half of play. Dan, what does Hutchinson have to do? We talked about keys to the game. One of them was turnovers, and the other was take care of penalties, and that's something they haven't done in this ball game, is take care of penalties. But that 7 that they got right before the end of the first half was a big score.
Well, and I never thought I would say this, but Hutchinson has been successful through the air, especially on that last drive towards the end of the second quarter, picking up 93 yards through passing in the first half. But the run game really hasn't gotten on track yet. They only picked up 53 yards running the ball, and they're going to have to find some success moving the ball on the ground in this second half.
We received a text last week because we passed 3 times in the first half of play. What, we've had attempts 13?
13 in the first half, 7 of 13. And it was such a good move as Garden City was retreating with 4 defensive backs just to not give up the big play. Brilliant move by Travis Thurston and Mike Vernon. Throw underneath the coverage and let a guy like Trey Peterson run.
You made the call right there, and it was a 1 incomplete pass, but then, boy, the great catch by Peterson that took it all the way down to the 30.
It was a 38-yard gain.
Exactly, and then he had the 15-yarder tacked on, and the next thing you knew, he was in the end zone and was going up for a jump ball, and he out-jumped the defensive back, and I think you're going to see him going to Peterson a little bit more. Use him as a decoy 1 or 2. You can get a couple other Hutchinson players out there involved as well. Noah Kokar is one of them to get involved, and also possibly Hogan. And you got
definitely McEwen. McEwen only with 7 rushes in that first half. He rushed the ball 25 times at Valley Center last week, so look for him to get a few more runs in the second half.
Peterson possibly cramping up a little bit right now. He's on the table getting worked on.
Yeah, he was doing that before the game started as well. I think he's just had an issue with his calves.
All right. Hutchinson will be kicking off.
We saw a lot of calves on the way on the drive here. But
we can smell some calves right now
these
as well.
These are different kind of calves.
Nice air freshener.
Yes, it is. And, Randy, my dad always told me that was money that you smelled right
smell
there.
Of money.
So.
Garden City's really done a nice job with this community.
This area out here is really grown. They got a fantastic new high school. Here comes Hutch's kickoff as Garden City, again, deferred to the half, and will take this kick as it goes out of bounds again, and flag will be thrown. So Martinez's kick is probably going to let Garden City have it at 35. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes. And I got to see, you got Weesey coming back out there to quarterback. I wonder how something might have happened to Zane Burns or not.
I see him standing on the sideline.
So he...
if you look at the 35-yard line.
It's correct. I guess they just decided Weesey moved the ball a little bit better. At least he's getting a nod here in the second half for Garden City. And he'll still have Janis, his running back, along with Dominguez out there. They'll split wideouts in Metzen on the left side. So here goes Garden City from their own 35 as we start this third quarter. So glad to have you along on KWBW 1450 AM and 98.5 FM in Hutchinson tonight. There's a great play made defensively by Hauber, coming out of the linebacker spot, and was able to wrap up Janis for a loss on the play.
Loss of 3. Jack Hauber, coming from the Eagle linebacker position, read the play immediately and shot the gap.
Somebody missed the block, Randy.
What a great play by Hauber. It didn't matter. He was coming through anyway.
So Hauber throws him for a loss of about 3 yards on the play. 2nd down and 13 for Garden City. Weesey, sophomore quarterback, gets the low snap, rolls to his right, wants to throw it, kicks it over on the right side, incomplete. Oh, just about caught. Now we have a flag on the play, so what's the call going to be? Is it going to be a hold?
Yeah, I think they're going to call defensive pass interference, but that's a tough luck call because he certainly appeared to be making a play on the ball. That was Devin Hackney in good coverage, but I think the flag is going to go against him.
I saw the ball thrown, and it is going to be a pass interference call against Hutchinson.
Yeah, and the tough part of this is, had the completion been made, it would have only been about a 3 or 4 yard gain, but the penalty is a 15-yard penalty.
Derby has extended their score to 23-14 now in the third quarter over Newton. So 1st and 10 here for Garden City. Again, we see the quarterback. He is a sophomore. Back in that pistol formation. Low snap. Hands it off to Dominguez. He's trying to turn the corner. Hauber wraps him up with an ankle. Picks up maybe a yard on the play. Be a 2nd down and 9 call. Nice job by Hauber on the outside to get a hold of his ankles and bring him down.
Dominguez is a hard running back to catch in the open field. He's pretty slippery. Hauber did a great job.
Dominguez will set up in the slot on the outside. Got Metzer again, split wide left. Also out there is Cooper Ramsey, is one of the wide receivers, 6'4", 190. He's a junior. This is a young team. Lots of junior talent. We see back to pass. Across the middle, wide open. The catch is made. And then a loose football. Garden City gets on it.
They called him down by contact.
Called him down by contact at the 35. Complete pass.
Caleb Mitson, 6', 280-pound junior. As you said, a lot of juniors on this Garden City football team.
Hutchinson came up, got the quick stop made, but yardage was already attained. Brings up a 1st and 10 now.
Caleb Weezy doing a nice job quarterbacking this Garden City offense.
Right there, he just threw them where they weren't, and Hutchinson, by the time that Cunningham was able to react to it, picked up the 1st down. So Weesey, out of the shotgun, keeps it himself. He's trying to go around the outside. Right, he's got some room. At the 30, down to the 25, going to be thrown out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Should move the chains, and it does.
Kinzer Newquist made the tackle from his free safety position. But Weezy with a nice read and a good run.
Garden City driving right down after taking the opening kickoff. It was a kicked out of bounds, so went to the 35. So this drive started at the 35-yard line. They have it on the Hutchinson 25 right now. It's time for the Salthawks to step up here on defensively. 1st and 10 from the 25 for Garden City, the Hutch 25.
Here comes the blitz.
And Weesey's going to keep himself the fake draw right there, and he goes up to about the 20. Picked up 5 on the play. Good little runner. Picking his holes, taking his time. That was kind of a delay. He faked the handoff and took it on his own.
Salthawks brought the outside linebacker Emilio Martinez on the blitz, but the quarterback read it well and ran it right up the middle.
So 2nd down, and I'm going to say 6. Pick up a 4 on the play by Weesey.
for a sophomore quarterback, he's got a lot of good reads within him, and I think he's doing a better job than Burns was when he was in there.
Garden City with back-to-back years of 2-7 play, similar to the Salthawks. Give up the middle, across the 15, carrying it is Janice. See where they mark it, right at the 13-yard line. It'll be another first down. 1st and 10 for Garden City. They're just marching right down the field.
Time for that Salthawk defense to rise to the challenge. I'm sure Dean Yanis, Scott Yanis' dad, is pulling hard for these Salthawks from up north near Canada.
Some folks, some grandmas down in Texas also cheering for the Salthawks tonight that we saw on Facebook. Here's Weesey to give to Janice. He holds it outside. Thrown away from a loss. Nice job defensively by Hutchinson.
I think that was Hoover again in the backfield.
No, this time Carter Young came up and slinged him for a loss.
Carter Young and Jack Hoover both back there. They're number 5 and number 6.
Easy to get mixed up a little bit. Carter made a big play against Valley Center to kind of seal the deal.
He made 3 tackles in the first half tonight. Other players getting tackles defensively, Ben Patterson, Emilio Martinez, and Kinzer Newquist, along with Jack Hoover, doing most of the tackles on the defense for the Salthawks tonight.
Brian Hill gets the call made. Back to pass as we see. Dances a little bit, throws it across, wide open. Wide open for the catch out there was Metzen. And that'll go from 17 yards out on the touchdown.
That was missed coverage by the Salthawk defense.
Wide open was Metzen.
Was it 17 yards, Glenn?
Yep, 17 yards on the TD pass because he took it to the 14. That was on by the second down and long call. So the score now is 19-7, Garden City. Here's the hold. The kick is up and on its way, and it is good. So your score was 7:46 to go in the third quarter of play. It is Garden City 20, Hutchinson 7. We'll be back right after this.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use FirstPay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Salthawks! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, Rivera gets set to kick off. Garden City marched right down the field, Dan, and made it look pretty doggone easy as he busted coverage, and Metzer took it right in for the score.
Impressive third quarter opening drive.
Here comes the kickoff. It's going to be taken by Peterson at about the 15, dancing a little bit, and right there they drop him at the 20. You cannot hesitate too much. You kind of got to make up your mind, and right there he was dropped right at the 20. So Hutch will have the ball 1st and 10 for the 20-yard line. So they'll mark it at the 22 officially. So let's see what Thompson will do. First time Hutch has touched the ball here in the third quarter because Garden City took that drive straight down the field. They'll split out wideouts on the left and right side both. Doobie brings them up to the line of center. He is assigned a line of scrimmage. He is the center. They turn it quickly, gives him up the middle. There's Barlow. Barlow breaks out all the way close to the 50-yard line. They'll mark him at the 47. And one of his first positive carries. He had another one earlier on, but that time he touched it and took it out to the 47-yard line.
25-yard gain just Jalen Barlow's second carry of the game, and that was a big one.
Special thanks to Jackson Mead at 13 West 6, as well as Papa John's Pizza. Randy on the sideline. Randy, that was a quick opener right to the right side.
It was, and they were set up a little bit differently. They had McEwen split out in the slot position on the left side.
Now down under center's Thompson. Turns, gives it again to the first man through to the 49 of Garden City. Barlow, another carry.
Yeah, another 4 yards for Barlow.
Now Barlow's running hard.
Well, he's trying to break an opportunity to get in to get some more carries.
McEwen is having cramp problems.
He is. He's having some cramp problems, and he's going to lay down. They're going to try to bend him out real quick, and let's see if they get an official timeout to
they did.
Get him off if they possibly can. He came up limping, and again, still, even though it's 72 degrees, still a little bit of pretty warm on the turf down there, and it's early in the season.
That's right. Jalen Barlow's going to have to carry more of the load if Alec McEwen suffers from some of those muscle cramps.
Boy, there's nothing worse.
Jalen Barlow is a very capable running back, and he's a delightful young man, wants to get involved in video production and broadcasting possibly.
McEwen will have to check out as they came over to attend to him. They'll work on him. Training staff does a great job here at Hutch High.
See if they get out that rolling pin to treat McEwen.
So at that fullback spot now will be Barlow. They'll split Peterson out to the right side. In the slot will be Kokar. Thompson, the quarterback. Doobie, the center. Here comes the snap. Give to Barlow, straight away running, picks up 2. We'll bring up a third down and long situation.
I think Garden City was ready for it that time.
Trying to pump the same play. Looks like Barlow lost his mouthpiece, and now they'll get back to the huddle.
I always hated that when my mouthpiece came out on the turf, and then you got to put it back in your mouth. It's just not a good taste.
But you played when there was
your natural grass.
Yeah, natural grass, right?
Exactly.
Third down and 5. We'll call it 5. Thompson keeps himself, tries to find some room, has some room, gets half of it there, but he's going to be short. He'll bring up 4th down and about 3.
I don't think the artificial turf really tastes any better than the natural grass, though.
Yeah, but you don't have the mud to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got all that ground-up rubber.
That's true. So 4th down to call here. Hutchins went for it on a couple occasions, and Coach Vernon acts like he's going to do it again.
I don't think there's any question. Coach Vernon has shown last week and again tonight he doesn't like to punt.
I read about it. I'll finish that thought as soon as we run this play, see what takes place, because it's a very important call here in the third quarter. Trailing 20-7 right now, Hutchinson is. 4th down call to give quickly. Barlow, he's got some room. He's down to the 30, 25, 15, 10, take it to the house. Barlow, touchdown. On 4th down and 2, he took it 45-plus yards.
You know, you run that play enough times, one of two things is going to happen. Either the defense is finally going to sniff it out and take care of it, or it's going to be busted for a big one.
Hutchinson takes it all the way. Barlow on 3 consecutive plays. The last one was on 4th down and 2. And he took it, 45-plus?
45 yards.
45 yards on the score. And Hutchinson's on the board again here in the third quarter, 20-13. Point after by Boo, forthcoming. Here's the hold. The kick gets up and on its way. Got a shot to get through there, and it does. Boo's kick is good, and your score with 5:31 to go in the third quarter. It's Garden City 20, Hutchinson 14. We'll be back for the Hutch kickoff right after this 30-second timeout.
Forward. Always moving. Never stagnant. Together. Nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward. Together.
Well, Dan Nacarado, that's exactly what the doctor ordered right there and needed. Was the big run by Barlow, and you said it. Somebody's got to step up for McEwen as he came out with cramps. Barlow was the man.
And Garden City in a fourth and 2? 4th and 2.
It was a 4th and 2 situation.
The Garden City defense, all 11 players up there close to the line of scrimmage, as we talked about earlier, when that happens, if you can find a seam and break through that initial wave of defenders, you're going to be running for a long time because they can't catch you.
So Hutchinson gets set to kick it off. Last time it went out of bounds, and Garden City promptly took it from the 35 all the way down for the touchdown on a few plays. Here comes the kickoff. This time it's going to stay in bounds. Going to be picked up at the 22 by the up back, and he's going to be dropped at about the 27-yard line. So Garden City will take over at the 27, their own 27, and Hutchinson defense comes out to try to stop this, so far tonight, potent Garden City offense.
All right, this is the series for that Hutchinson defense to answer the bell. Get a stop, give your offense a chance to go out there and take the lead.
It will be Weesey and a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any reason to make a change right there because he's been playing very well.
Weesey, the quarterback, back in the shotgun, turns the give to the first man through. Is it Dominguez with the carry, and he carries up to about the 30.
That was Janis.
Janis, okay, thank you.
Dominguez was split out into the slot position on that play.
Dakota Thompson there among several other Salthawks on that tackle. Dakota Thompson with the big interception in the first half.
Yeah, he jumped the route and jumped right in front of it. Brian Hill, 11-year head coach here at Garden City High. He coached at Garden City Community College. He also coached at Hutchinson Community College. Good man.
Has lots of good things to say about the city of Hutchinson.
The keep by Weiss has some room, and finally he's dropped at about the 38-yard line. Has enough for the first down. And Weiss just on that counter keeps it himself.
That's exactly right, Glenn. It was a counter. They faked the ball to Janis going to the right and then pulled the big right guard and right tackle. They pulled both of those offensive linemen to the left, and it was a counter trap.
In 2016, Brian Hill's Garden City Buffaloes were 9-1. In 2017, 8-3. Then they've fallen on hard times with 2-7 seasons. We know what that's like. And both are Hutchinson and Garden City's improved this year. The keeper by Weiss. Weesey gets across the middle, across the 40 up to about the 43-yard line, picks up about 6 yards, or 5, give it to him. Weesey had a shot at him in the backfield, didn't get him down.
Weesey doing a nice job of reading the defense. That was Hunter Stanford that almost caught him in the backfield, but he was able to get around him.
Well, you just feel like if Hutchinson can get a stop, because Hutch was able to get the offense going with that 45-yard run by Barlow to pull within 6 with the extra point.
Oh, there's a different look right there.
Yeah, that's...
Yep, sure is. Stacking it. He's going to pull it and keep it. Pitches on the outside. Tries to get it on the outer perimeter. That's Dominguez on the carry. And
bouncing off tacklers again.
I think he's got the first down.
Yeah, that was the shotgun pistol I. 2 backs in the I formation behind the quarterback in shotgun formation.
He faked it to Janis and turned around and pitched it to Dominguez.
Dominguez just time and time again bounces off that first would-be tackler.
Gets a signal again. By the way, one of the assistant coaches is J.C. Holloway for Garden City. He's from Mount Ridge, played basketball at Iowa State, was an outstanding player at Iowa State. Coaches the high school basketball program at Garden City. Weesey breaks out at the 50, has some room, and he's down to the 46, has another first. Now he's short of the first down by about 5.
He faked the bubble pass to Janis, who went in motion, and then tucked it and ran.
Let's go to Randy McCann, the sidelines. Pretty deceiving out there. Hutchinson can't quite drop him.
That was actually a very good and well-designed quarterback draw, and worked to perfection for him.
Weesey picks up 5. I said first down. That was an error. It's second down and 5 now. Ball on Hutchinson's 45.5-yard line.
3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Garden City 20, Hutchinson 14.
Both teams have put up touchdowns here in this third quarter of play. Gives it to Weesey, hands it off on the outside. Janis has some room on the outer perimeter and gets across the 40 down to about right at the 40-yard line. I see a flag on the play. And he was knocked out of bounds at the 40. It is good enough for the first down, but let's see what the flag's going to be. If it's from a hold perspective, and I think it will be, that play will come back.
That worked out okay for Hutchinson because it appeared to me number 52, the left guard, jumped early as he was pulling. Officials didn't call that one, but then caught Garden City on the hold.
Coming your way at 10 o'clock tonight is the KWBW scoreboard show, coming from 10 to 10:30. Nick Gosnell with the call on that one. And a lot of folks all over Kansas will be calling in their scores. Nick will be tracing down scores as well.
We'll listen to that on the
Exactly.
KWBW
We
app.
will. We might be in overtime by that time. You never know.
Love that app.
Nick and I haven't talked about that. What happens if Hutch goes OT? Huh? I hope that happens. Here we go. The give again. The
counter trade.
It's going to be Janice, and he can't get a hold of, Hutchinson can't get a hold of him, and finally throws him down at about the 30-yard line. Big pickup by Janice.
Big gain by Janice, but I love the way Nolan Cunningham made a solid tackle to keep him from going any further.
Another Garden City first down. He just waited for his blockers to get out in front of him. Janice just kept turning around on the left side and picked up large yardage. 1st and 10 from the 31.
That Garden City offense has Hutchinson's defense a little bit frustrated right now. They're chewing up yards.
So Weesey still in a quarterback. Burns got the start, but Weesey came in the first half to sub him, and he's been effective. Keeps it on the outside, very deceptive. Wrapped up, though, by the Salthawks as they bury him back for a loss. Waymeyer comes out of that.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, comes out of that spot to drop him.
Waymeyer wasn't going to be denied that time.
Exactly. No gain on the play. 2nd down at 10. So Hutch needs to stack it up right here. Janice, the quarterback, very deceptive, the young sophomore. Low snap, but he pulls it to the right side, wants to throw it. Goes long all the way down. Ball's going to be picked off by the Salthawks right at the 2-yard line. Big play by Hutch.
Nolan Cunningham, he made the big open field hard tackle a couple of plays ago, and now he comes up with the interception. That Cunningham family is just full of winners. They're good people.
Boy, you just about knew it, Randy, when it was airmailed like that, way up. It was going to be a jump ball back there.
That area was so congested with about 4 or 5 different players from each team out there at the same time, so you knew something was going to happen.
All right, so Hutchinson bent a little bit. Now their backs are to the goal line, their own goal lines. They are 98 yards away, so they got to be careful here. They can't get stuck in the backfield. The give quickly. That's going to be Barlow. Backs his way to the 6 and a flag on the play. What'd you see, Randy?
I think it's going to be a face mask.
Barlow hits the hole hard and then backs in, and Randy indicates he thought he saw the face mask, and I think they're going to agree with that. Take it all the way out to the 11.
Wasn't the personal foul, but it was still a face mask.
So inadvertent as he grabbed for it is what the call is going to be. With 1:17 to go here in the third quarter. Hutchinson down by 6, 20-14, but Hutchinson has the football and trying to drive it toward the Garden City goal line. From a way long away. Give up straight up the middle, running again, hard running across the 15 to the 16-yard line. And Barlow comes up again. So Barlow's getting several calls. Matter of fact, about 6 in a row to be exact. And we have a Garden City player down on the turf.
And that looks like Trey Newsom, the all-conference player.
He is in pain.
Two-way starter.
He's in a cramp. They're cramping, so.
When they go to stretch out a leg, you kind of breathe a sigh of relief because you know that's not a season-ending type injury.
I get those in the middle of the night.
They hurt.
I tell you, I get them the same thing. And when I try and stretch my calf out, my shin starts to cramp. It just goes back and forth for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're a candidate for a knee replacement, Randy.
No, I don't have problems with my knees.
It's just what's below them, right?
It's the shins and the calves.
Well,
they're trying to stretch him out, and he's a big boy out there.
Well, and he's a two-way starter. He's one of the few players in 5A or 6A who's on the field almost every play.
6'4", 290, Dan.
And McEwen is also down getting stretched out, taking advantage of this timeout.
Yeah, he's had a tough go tonight. Came up a little gimpy as well with the cramps. And
I don't know if it's true or not, but I've always heard it means that you're not hydrating enough.
Yeah, that's what they say. Or taking a salt pill. Remember those salt pills we used to have to take? Randy, you remember those made by Kramer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They were like a chunk of salt, like the size of an aspirin, with cotton wrapped in them.
What? You weren't supposed to eat the cotton. That was at the top of the jar.
No.
I don't remember.
Maybe that was what happened to mine. Got
No
wet
wonder,
and got the cotton.
no wonder you're cramping up, pal.
No.
It's all
I like that, and I like the vitamin C.
Yeah, the vitamin C was definitely.
Yeah, I like the vitamin C, those big tablets you would take.
Trey Newsom is being assisted, but he's walking off the field, and you never know. That's the type of thing that could bother you for the rest of the evening, but he's going to be fine.
Cooper Doobie comes in. He's the center for Hutchinson. He was over on the sidelines getting a drink and getting ready. So here we get set. Thompson, the quarterback, wants to hand it off, and on the outside, going to get it away quickly over to Peterson. Picks up some positive 8 yards on the play.
Nothing wrong with an 8-yard gain.
Brings up 2nd down and 2 for the Salthawks.
There's nothing wrong with anything when it's positive.
Randy's comments by Papa John's Pizza and Jackson Meat. Jackson Meat at 13 West 6. Papa John's at 13th and Plum. Give Papa a call. Order a pizza. Thompson, the quarterback. Miles Thompson, the starting quarterback for Hutchinson, transferred from Buter. Pitches on the outside. Good, clean pitch. Gives it outside of McEwen. He's got some room. And drops that to about the 34-yard line. Nice job by McEwen. Now he cramps up again as soon as he gets up, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to go tonight. But a nice job. Got it out to about the 33s where they're going to officially mark it.
Go ahead, Randy.
Unfortunately, I think that's going to go against the Salthawks.
Oh, that's
so
a tough
flag
play.
on the play.
Anthony Blackwell was doing a wonderful job of blocking downfield. Earlier in the game, I mentioned how hard it is to make an open field tackle. It's also hard to get a clean block downfield, and Anthony Blackwell did a great job.
They'll mark it at the 24. Replay 2nd down.
So it'll be 2nd and 3.
So actually, it was only a loss of 2, considering where they started.
Could be the last play of the quarter. 29.4 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Hutchinson trails 20-14, but has possession of the football. Miles Thompson has thrown a lot tonight. See if he can connect to Peterson again. Gives it straightaway running. There's Barlow up to about the 28-yard line.
They forgot to start the clock.
They certainly did.
We got a free play.
And another Buffalo down.
When you're a little bit behind, you kind of like it when the home team doesn't start the clock.
And another Buffalo, like you said, is down at about the 20-yard line.
One of the members of the officiating crew tonight is a student at Hutchinson Community College. He didn't grow up in Hutchinson. He's from another town, but he's an impressive young man, and I'm wondering if he's going to notice from the back judge position that the clock never started on that last snap.
I think the line judge did notice. The line judge on the Hutch side.
And they're coming in to chat about it a little bit.
We like it when we get some free football.
And I think they're trying to decide how much time should have ran off.
Well, I think the clock should have started when they spotted the ball after that penalty because it was a running play. Penalty against the offense. I think the clock starts when you spot the ball, doesn't it? I'm sure we've got Jeff Wells and Steve Carpenter listening that can let me know how that was supposed to work.
Hutchinson's ready to run their play. Garden City breaks huddle.
Well, they didn't adjust the clock.
They did not. I don't think they knew what it was or how long it would have been. So Hutchinson will now have the football. Pitches on the outside. Kokar trying to turn around the outer edge. Gets the edge at the 40. Out of bounds, and it stops the clock with 20 seconds to go, and they let a little bit more run after he stepped out of bounds. So it'll be a first down.
The way Noah Kokar ran with the ball, that's a technique known as dip and slip. Hutchinson put that in and started coaching all the running backs in on dip and slip about 12 years ago.
Once again, I do that all the time.
I just thought it was just looking and setting up the blocking.
Exactly, but he dipped and slipped out of bounds. It gives straight away. There's Barlow. He's open 40 yards, down to the 35, still on his feet, stretches to the 31-yard line with 11.2 seconds to go in the quarter.
There's two different kinds of competition in every football program. Sure, there's the competition where you go and play against opponents, but there's also that competition within the team, and every running back wants to get more carries, and they compete for opportunities to carry the ball.
Salthawks are moving the pigskin all the way to the 31-yard line. Now they're letting time run off, and we'll go to quarter number 4. Hutchinson down by a touchdown, 20-14 as we head to the fourth quarter. Hutchinson on the drive. We'll be back right after this 30-second time. I want to make it a full 1-minute break. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, Kansas. Just here at Pools Plus, and we are super bummed we won't see you at the fair this year, but we are excited that our inventory is stocked and ready for the big sale. You heard it. The No Fair Fair Sale is going on now at Pools Plus. All spas and outdoor furniture are marked down to an all-time low. All in-stock solar covers are 15% off. Get them while they last. Be sure to call the professionals at Pools Plus and schedule your pool closing before the calendar is full. The No Fair Fair Sale going on at Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Hutchinson High School sports is on the air thanks to these outstanding Salthawk boosters. Portfolio Recovery Associates of Hutchinson, Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital, the Wynn Insurance Group of Hutchinson, Summit Surgical, the Hutchinson Clinic, the Medicine Shop, and Jackson Me. Hutchinson High School and Eagle Radio Sports thank these Salthawk boosters for their continued support of Hutchinson High School athletics.
Here we go to the fourth quarter. Salthawks on the drive. They're really looking good. Straight out of Barlow's running hard, and so is Kokar. Doing a good job.
Talking about those two kinds of competition, you have that intra-squad competition where players are competing for carries. Jalen Barlow making a strong case for himself tonight with 77 yards on 9 attempts. Hutchinson has 249 yards on 43 plays. Garden City 211 yards on 40 plays.
All right, Thompson under center at the 31. The pitch on the outside. Here's trying to turn his Kokar. Gets the edge all the way down to the 20. High jumps over one player all the way down to the 15. Right in front of you, Randy McKay. What a job by Kokar.
Yeah, that jump gave him about 4 more yards by doing that. It's a little bit risky, but it worked this time.
Yeah, in high school football, it's actually illegal to hurdle a tackler. So, fortunately, no flags came out.
So that one takes it all the way to the 13. First and 10, Salthawks from the Garden City 13-yard line. With Garden cramping up quite a bit, they might be getting a little bit winded. Here's the turn. The give, straight away running, stopped by Garden City. And again, that was Blackwell trying to get in on the fun. Loss of 3 on the play. Brings up a second down and 13 from the 16-yard line. Salthawks need to punch it in here, Dan. Cannot turn the ball over. Need to take care of the football. Kokar comes in. They'll split Peterson to the right side.
This drive started on Hutchinson's own 3-yard line.
Around the right side, Kokar trying to keep it. Gets bottled up and thrown for a little bit of a loss.
Remember the big interception by Nolan Cunningham with 1:18 to play in the third quarter. Hutchinson now on a big drive that started on their own 3.
So Thompson looks to the bench and gets the signal. Miller's in there, one of the wideouts as well. Now they break huddle. Third down and 13. 10:25 to go in the fourth quarter of play. Plenty of time, of course. Want to throw the football. He has Peterson out there. Oh, drops the football. Incomplete.
Oh, he had it.
So close.
Might have heard footsteps. Blackwell was set up in that fullback position.
Hutchinson with a balanced attack tonight through 3 quarters. 129 yards on the ground, 120 yards through the air.
So 4th down now on 13. Thompson comes to the sidelines. Noah Kokar comes in as well. And both of them back in the contest. The Splint Miller out on the right side. Where's number 9? Thompson back to pass, wants to throw it. Takes his time now, he lets it go. Open in the end zone, incomplete pass.
Wow, he took a chance on that pass, throwing it to double coverage.
So Garden City bends a little bit, but they don't break, and they'll take over with the ball at the 15-yard line.
One of the players in the coverage is the Garden City quarterback, number 3, Caleb Weezy, the 6'4", 190-pound sophomore, playing quarterback and defensive back.
And he just about got his hands on it for an interception, too.
So Hutchinson now defensively needs to come out here and stop Garden City. You might now get another opportunity if you don't get a stop here with 10:04 to go. But Hutchinson defense has been up for it. So Garden City gets set. We see the quarterback acting the shotgun, rolls to his left side, trying to find the seam, and he's going to be bottled up, thrown for a loss actually back to the 10.
I think we're going to have some holds there.
Yep, another flag.
Yep.
So holding more than likely will go against Garden City. Hutchinson next action will come next Friday night. Well, actually, there'll be JV and freshman games on Monday at Gowan Stadium, but we'll return home for the first time this year next week. The senior night as May South comes to town.
Pretty much every team in Kansas celebrating senior night on their home opener just because everything is so unpredictable in this strange year.
Yeah, you just don't know if you're going to have another game, so you got to take it while you can.
Half the distance to the goal on the hold. We'll back it up. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 7-yard line. 1st and
20.
18, yeah, from the 7.
One silver lining of this pandemic situation, nobody takes the opportunity to play football for granted. Every player deeply understands how precious the opportunity to play is.
All right, Weesey holds, gives it away. Trying to turn the corner is going to be Dominguez. He's going around on the left side. One around the right and return and reversed his field and goes to the left side. Picks up a few yards of positive yardage.
Looked like a video game the way he was running from side to side.
Picked up about 2 on the play. 2nd down, we'll call it 14.
Somebody over on the sideline with a joystick in this Madden
Just
game.
about. Who was that they referred to? That was that Sproles? I think it was.
No, actually it was the Chiefs.
Yeah, you're right. Dante Hall?
Yeah, Dante Hall.
Yeah, Dante Hall.
Human joystick.
The keeper by Weesey gets thrown down at about the 16. Positive yardage of about maybe 1 or 2 yards.
Isaiah Phillips made the tackle, and he very nearly stripped the ball away from Weesey.
8:46 to go. Maybe Garden City's getting a little too conservative here. 8:40 to go now in the 4th quarter of play. 3rd down and 9. So you can't give up the big play right here. So here's a key one.
Garden City has spread the field in this formation.
They have spread it out. Trips the Twins on the right side. Low snap. Weesey gets it. Wants to throw it. Has a receiver down there. Incomplete pass. It'll bring up 4th down.
No defensive player within 10 yards of Caleb Metzen. But the ball went through his hands.
Yeah, Caleb cut off short and left the defenders back behind him, but the ball overthrown just a smidge.
Be still my heart. As it just went right through his hands. All right, see what's going to happen here. As Hutchinson will send Peterson back deep. Trayton Peterson at the 49.
Go catch it.
Comes up, catches it at the 49 of Garden City, goes to his right, gets some positive yardage all the way down to the 43-yard line.
Most important part of a
little ruckus going on now.
There sure is.
And there's the flag finally thrown. And let's see who it's going to be. Again, Hutch fans wanted it thrown quickly. They thought that some extracurricular was going on as he was going through the turf.
Again, most important part of a punt return is to catch the punt before it hits the turf and bounces.
This flag went pretty high in the air. Offsetting penalties. So unsportsmanlike on both teams. So Hutchinson will have the ball right where it's at the 43 of Garden City. Short field.
That's right. Good situation for Hutchinson, even though you'd rather be ahead on points. You're only down 6, and you have the ball on the 43-yard line of Garden City.
8:08 to go. Hutchinson down by 6.
And now they don't want to score real quick, but they do want to score.
Yeah, I think you'll take a touchdown whenever you can get it at this point.
20-14 is your score. Garden City on top. Peterson left side. Spread out wide. Go with trips on the right. Barlow out there. Turn giveaway. Straight up ahead running.
That's Hopper.
That's Hopper on the carry all the way down to the 21-yard line.
What the heck? That's the linebacker playing fullback.
Hopper came up at fullback. I wondered they want trips out there, and I saw Kokar out on the right side. And Hopper takes it all the way down to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Hutchinson.
Hutchinson pulling out all the stops. It's all hands on deck.
And Hopper stays in there.
Hopper's still back there at that fullback spot. Kokar on the slot on the right side. The give again to Hopper. He's off and running, and he's taking the place basically of McEwen, who's came up a little lame tonight.
Yeah, McEwen is having muscle cramps in his legs, and I see Jalen Barlow over here on the sideline, and he's talking to a trainer, so I'm not sure what the issue with Jalen Barlow is because he's been playing really well.
Hopper set up at fullback again. 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 19. The giveaway.
Good
on
coverage.
The outside. Good coverage on the outer perimeter.
Ryan Hyman, good coverage.
Peterson made the catch.
Not much there.
Gain of about 3. It's going to bring up a big down right now. 3rd down and 2.
Jack Hopper, give me the ball, Coach. Give it to me. Feed me.
Barlow was split out right side. Kokar, it is. Peterson on the left. Barlow not in there right now. They do give it to Hopper, and stoppage of play takes place before.
Was there a timeout?
Timeout by the Buffaloes.
Yeah, Buffaloes called a timeout. We'll get a 30-second break in. 6:44 to go in the contest. Hutch down by 6, but driving right now and have it at the Garden City 15-yard line. 3rd down and 2 to go. We'll be back in a half minute.
Hutchinson Community College and Blue Dragon Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salthawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost the student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salthawks.
Couple fourth quarter scores. May South 55, Salina 6. Dan Nacarato's alumni of Emporia 32, Atchison 6.
And Barlow wanted to go back in, but the coach wouldn't let him at this point.
Go to Hopper.
I'm sure there's some kind of injury issue with Jalen Barlow right now, but Hopper is making the most of his opportunity to play on offense.
And the final, Valley Falls 54, Pretty Prairie 48.
Wow. That's my alma mater.
So your Bulldogs.
How about that?
Come up limping tonight. Here we go. Man in motion to give it away straight away. Running. Gets the first down. Hopper straight up the middle. Why not continue to give it to him? He got you down there.
Yeah, really.
I think Jack Hopper is very capable of playing on both sides of the football for the rest of this game. 6.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter, and it's a close one.
Mason Seitz opened up a hole for him on that last carry. Mason, a junior for Hutch High. Turn to give again to Hopper. He falls all the way down to the 6-yard line. So if you're going to pick up 3 or 4 on every carry, that's the way to do it. He picked up a solid 4. Brings up second down, and we'll call it 6.
Certainly not unprecedented for Hutchinson to go to a linebacker to carry the ball a few times on offense. Through the years, we saw that happen with Colby Turner. We saw Ben Heaney play strong safety and run the ball.
It is unprecedented to pass the ball as much as we have tonight.
That's been a lot of years since we've seen this many completions.
Thompson to Hopper down to the 4, maybe the 3-yard line. There's no secret out there what Hutchinson's going to do, seriously.
Hopper is just lowering his head and running full steam ahead.
But give credit to the guys in front of him, Randy. They're doing a heck of a job down there.
Don't be surprised to see Miles Thompson fake the handoff to Hopper and keep it himself on one of these plays.
5.5 to go in the ball game.
You've kind of got the Buffaloes back on their heels, so that would be a good play, just to fake that to Hopper and take it around the end.
Just punch it in here. Yeah, 3rd down and 3. Turn straight away running, close to the goal line, but short. Right down to the 1.
They're going to give it to him.
Touchdown?
No, first down.
Okay, I was going to say, first down to the 1.
Yeah, they made it.
So Hutchinson first and goal from the 1.
Okay, so now the most important thing, hang on to the football, because Garden City is going to gamble.
Clock at the 5-minute mark. Thompson, the quarterback. Quarterback sneak, goes high and goes over. Touchdown, Hutchinson. Thompson from 1 yard out has tied this game at 20. Coach Knack, we've seen just about everything tonight. Hopper coming from the linebacker spot to take the fullback spot, and basically he picked up everything but that 1 yard all the way down, other than throw it to Peterson.
It's been a fun game, hasn't it?
And here's some bad news. Kokar now cramping up too.
Well, imagine that's going to be happening down there. Here comes the big kick by Boo. It's up and on its way, and it is up, and it is good!
Carter Boo.
Hutchinson takes the lead at 21-20 with a flag on the play, so hold on.
I think it's against Garden City.
It's going to be against Garden City. 4:53 to go in the contest. Hutch leads it 21-20. And another player down on the field right now, and that will be a Garden City player. We'll take a timeout. Hutch on top, 21-20. We'll be back for the Hutch kickoff in 30 seconds.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Glenn Grumwald, Dan Nacarado, along with Sarah Peterson up on the roof doing the video photography tonight for both Facebook as well as YouTube. You got a choice, and see which one works the best for you. Randy McKay on the sidelines. Knack, we got a good one, 21-20 Hutch.
And right there at the extra point attempt, we had Garden City running into the kicker, so that penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
They very nearly blocked that, but didn't get any part of the football, and then they did run into Carter Boo, so that's a good call. Carter Boo is perfect on his career as a Salthawk PAT kicker. I think he was 10 for 10 last season, and he has converted on every opportunity this season. So that puts him up to 16 in a row right now.
Now I don't want him to kick it out of bounds. I want him to make a play on it.
Make him run some clock.
Sometimes you pooch it just because it's hard to get a return. That's what they're doing.
And kick's going to be taken fair catch at the 26-yard line, maybe the 27. That'll be Garden City's ball from right there.
Jake Underwood waved for the fair catch, which was a smart play, because when you kick that ball high into the air, the coverage is right on top of you as you're about to catch it.
So here we go.
Defense gets a stop here. Hutchinson can salt this game away.
They'll mark it at the 27.
4:52.
Weesey remains at quarterback for the Buffaloes.
He's a good one. He's done a good job tonight. So the Buffaloes, 1st and 10 from their own 27. Back to Weesey. Caught and dropped. The players dropped right at the 34-yard line, short of the first down, so second down and short.
Another catch by Caleb Metzen.
Metzen's been the main receiver, and he's been wide open on several occasions. The one was the overthrow that went through his hands, which was huge.
Oh, that could have changed the entire game.
Yeah, sure could have. Second down and long. Second and, well, I'm going to say about 4. Here's the keeper quickly breaking the tackles, Janis, and I think he's got the first down or close to it.
He broke a couple of tackles to pick up that first down.
He is the first down.
There's no quit in Garden City. There's no quit in Hutchinson. Both these teams battling to come away with a win. 4:20 to play. Hutchinson 21, Garden City 20.
Hutch needs to stack it up defensively here. Garden City really has done a good job of moving the football against the Salthawks tonight. Back to pass is Weesey. Airs it out. Incomplete pass.
Had 2 receivers almost right on top of each other.
Yeah, down there was Metzen, and one of the receiver gets up a little shaken up, but he's okay.
Dominguez and Metzen were just within
5 yards. Yeah. Good coverage by Hutch.
I wasn't sure which receiver Weezy was throwing for.
So second down and 10 now for Garden City.
I know when I was a quarterback, I would do something like that, and I would just hope that somebody would catch it. I didn't care who I was throwing it to.
He saw a couple of brown jerseys in that area, just hoped one of them would come up with it.
Weezy's an impressive sophomore, no doubt, for Garden City. Gives it. Janis. They seal the outside, and he's going to stretch for the first down. I think he's
maybe
close to get just a little bit short. Brings up a third down and 1.
It's the part of the game where the offense will go for it on 4th down. So Hutchinson will need to get a couple of stops here.
Broncbusters will substitute. No, they send a wide out to the left side.
Garden City
and a timeout's going to be taken.
Garden City puts a linebacker in the backfield, but I think he was going to be a lead blocker.
Brian Hill calls the timeout. We'll get a break in as well. 3:29 to go in the fourth quarter of play. 3rd and 1 from the 48 from Garden City. They trail Hutchinson 21-20. That's what the lead. We'll be back in a half minute.
The BW Radio Auction is back. Tune in Thursday, 9:20 to 11. Bargains include a high-efficiency carrier furnace installed from Chapman Heating and Cooling, valued at $4,200. Vehicle window tint installed from Innovative Tint and Graphics, valued at $165. A single adult golfing membership to Cary Park Golf Course for new members only, valued at $500. And certificates from High Call Outfitters of Great Bend and Salt City Coin. Check KWBWRadio.com for the complete list and tune in Thursday, 9:20 to 11 on BW.
Welcome back. 21-20 now. Hutchinson with the lead. 3rd down and 1. Garden City with the ball on their 48-yard line. We understand that our stream that the audio is a little ahead of the video. That just gives you a little bit of time to know that something's happened and you better pay attention and watch it. So we do not know why that is happening, other than the fact that we're working off of, broadband here, that off of a hotspot. The turn we see gives us straight away. They got the first down and more. Inside of Hutchinson territory, all the way to 47, close to getting a football maybe. Let's see what happened here. They cover up. It's going to be Garden City's ball as the ball came loose for a second. Janis hanging on to it and getting it back. They'll mark it at the 46-yard line of Hutchinson. First down. So, Dan, Hutchinson's got to take some chances here, try to stack it up defensively. Garden City content just to drive it.
Yeah,
3:19 to go.
This is a test for that Salthawk defense early in the season. It's week 2. A lot of seniors on that defense.
We knew Garden City was going to be a big test. The give quickly to Dominguez. He crawls forward back to about the 45-yard line. Pickup of 1. 2nd down and 9.
You gotta love high school football. We want to welcome all the Buhler Crusader fans that are tuning in tonight. Sorry that the game got canceled.
One of my favorite sayings from the movie Radio, where Coach comes in, gets him a cup of coffee after a win. He says, "I love football." And you're looking for a win on Friday night, and you found one on Saturday morning. Back to throw as we see on the outside. Screen is dropped. The able receiver out there, Metzen, who has really been a thorn in the side, dropped that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure that bubble screen would have worked, as the Salthawks had 2 defenders right there on him.
It was pretty well covered.
Third down and 9.
Again, that Andover Central Buhler game canceled tonight due to an Andover Central player being tested positive for the virus.
Here's Weesey back in the quarterback spot. Is right at the 50. He's going to keep it himself, has some room, but then he's dropped. Great defense by Hutchinson. He picks up maybe 2 yards. It's going to bring up 4th down and long.
David Waymeyer.
Way to go, David.
Sometimes you call it a shade, sometimes you call it a 0, sometimes you call it a nose guard.
43-yard line. 4th down, timeout taken by Garden City. Let's keep it here, Dan.
And Hobber was in on that tackle as well with Waymeyer.
2:07 to go in the contest, and a big 4th down play by Garden City. They've got to go for it, as you don't know if you're going to get another opportunity.
Garden City only has 1 timeout left, so
according to the scoreboard, they don't have any now.
Well,
did
I miss one somewhere?
There was one. They had one early on. I think that is their 3rd time.
It is. I think so
that's
too.
Great. I just forgot to write one down.
They just took 2 back to back here. So don't forget, scoreboard show coming up at 10 o'clock tonight. We should be pretty much done with our post game after that.
So guys, you know what that means. If Garden City has no timeouts, you get to stop on this play. You can run out the clock.
Run out the clock. So a big play coming up, 4th down, and about 7 to go for the Broncbusters. Broncbusters scored and actually took a 13-0 lead in the first half of play. Salthawks drove 95 yards, got a score right before halftime, make it 13-7, and that was enough adrenaline to get them going. Garden City came out in the 3rd quarter, scored again. Of course, there was 1 missed field goal in there, and that's the difference in the ball game. Hutch leading right now, 21-20.
Extra point.
Extra point, excuse me. Not field goal, extra point. So here we go. You can hear the Hutch fans stomping on the bleachers. Back to passes. Weesey goes across. The catch is made.
What a clutch pass.
All the way to the 30. I'll tell you what.
That's huge.
Metzen, huge. 4th down and 8, and they went to the air all the way to the 30.
And Weesey put the ball right on Caleb Metzen's number 5.
2 minutes to go in the contest. Clock running away. Weesey gives it off left side. Janis trying to turn the corner. Has some room. Gets it on the outside. And did it stop the clock?
Flag.
I believe it did with 1:48 to go out of bounds and a flag on the play. Holding, more than likely to call.
Wow.
So 1:48 to go in the contest. Big 4th down completion from Weeby to Metzen.
Things got kind of exciting out here in western Kansas.
They're going to back it up. It's going to be on the offense. See where they're going to move the football to, and they'll mark it at the 33.
Hutchinson inserted Garrett Robertson into the game defensively. They're going with that nickel defense, an extra defensive back, and just 3 defensive linemen.
Clock moving now, 1:38 to go. 1st and 18. Weeby out of the pistol, wants to throw the football. Back to pass, goes right side, catch is made, incomplete, out of his hands. Out of his hands.
The pass was on the money again.
Randy, that was right down in front of you. Let's see. It looked like to you.
It was. There's no reason he should have missed that one, but we're glad he did.
Randy's comments brought to you by Jackson Meat, 13 West 6th, as well as Papa John's Pizza. I tell you what, a Papa John's Pizza would be pretty good right now. A little victory celebration, perhaps. 1:28, clock stop with the incomplete pass.
We certainly appreciate not only all our listeners, but the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible.
Been a tough year with the COVID for lots of businesses. Sure and tell them thank you for sponsorship. Weeby back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Hopper trying to get to him. They go long all the way down, in and out of their hands this time again. Intended receiver down there was Jerry Arteaga.
Arteaga with the 71-yard pass reception against Manhattan last week. He's fast. He got behind the Hutchinson defense and just maybe 6 inches overthrown.
Stops the clock with 1:23 remaining to go in the contest. 21-20, Hutchinson on top.
3rd and 16. I doubt they're going to do anything fancy. They're going to try and throw it, try and get that first down yet.
Hutchinson needs to stop Garden City 2 plays to get the win.
Back to pass, Weeby. Oh, they rushed him real quick. The catch is made, though, on the far side. Gets away from one defender all the way down to the 20.
Short of the
first and 10.
No, I think he might be short.
Might be short.
What do you think, Randy?
If they mark him at the 20, he's short.
Dominguez made the catch and slipped away.
First down.
Yeah, given the first down, so they moved the chains.
He broke the tackle. Hutchinson had him tackled about 6 yards short of the first down, and he broke out of the tackle.
Minute and 20 to go. 1st and 10 now for Garden City on the Hutchinson 20-yard line.
It was very nearly a sack even before he completed it.
Weeby, the quarterback for Garden City. He's came in relief. Back to pass. Throws it long. Has a man out there.
Out of the end zone.
Out of the end zone, too far behind. Good coverage down there for the Salthawks.
That was great coverage by the Salthawks. Cunningham did a great job. He was all over him.
Thank goodness the end zone isn't 12 yards deep instead of 10.
Ortega took it a little bit too long. Stops the clock again. 2nd down and 10 from the 20. 1 minute and 15 to go. Garden City with the ball on the Hutchinson 20-yard line, but trailing by 1. Now, we haven't talked about field goal range.
Garden City has a history of outstanding kickers.
It might be in the mind right now as they've gotten down that far. Back to pass, Weeby. Has Janice on the outside. Goes down low, and no flag. At that time, trying to get the flag was Metzen, but incomplete pass.
No, it wasn't even close. The timing was just perfect. As soon as the ball got to him, he got hit.
That was Stephon Hunter on the good coverage.
That was great coverage.
Minute and 10 to go.
Wouldn't every Salthawk football fan like to see a quarterback sack on this next play?
It would be huge because, like I said, I brought up the field goal possibility. 3rd down and 10. Big play here. Weeby,
movement, number 71.
Yeah, the big guard over there.
Michael Camarena flinched.
So that will be a penalty, and
that's huge.
That's as good as a sack right there.
Yeah,
just about other than it's not 4th down.
That's enough to move him outside of any hope for field goal range, I would think.
3rd and 15.
Which would make the field goal right now at about 42 yards.
That's pushing a little bit in high school.
High school football, that would be very difficult.
1:09 to go here. 21-20, Hutchinson on top of Garden City. Garden City, though, driving. Back to pass, Weeby. Wants to throw long. He has a receiver out there. Jumps forward. Incomplete pass. Great defense. Great defense by Hutchinson.
Thank you, Stephon Hunter. Cornerback, number 4.
He's a junior, and he had great coverage on the guy back there.
That was great coverage and great timing. He got his hand in there right at the last second, and without hitting the receiver, knocked the ball away.
All right, 4th down now. 1:01 to go. 1 minute and 1 second remaining. 4th down and 15 from the 25.
Once again, Hutchinson gets a stop on this play. They get the win.
Weeby trying to draw him off sides. Goes back to pass. Trying to get to him. He'll throw it across the middle. Pass. Hutchinson's going to take over on downs. Oh, my goodness. Hutchinson got the big defensive pressure on Weeby. He overthrew his intended receiver. And Hutch will have the ball at the 25 with 55.5 seconds to go. Garden City can't stop the clock. Hang on to the football, guys.
That is a number 1 priority. Hang on to it. Do not let it go.
All they have to do is take a knee. They can go to victory formation.
Couple of knees and the game is over.
Oh, my goodness. Spin, but didn't break. And Joe Blake just sent me an Alagaroo message. Joe listening down at Cali College, usually on the sidelines.
Joe, we're looking forward to seeing you again next week. Randy, you're doing a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you, Coach.
Salthawks will take over at officially the 25-yard line. Yep.
Wow, has this been fun?
This one was a fun one.
And that crowd of Hutchinson fans here at Garden City on the visitor side, probably a crowd of about 180 people. Sounded about like 5,000 people when that pass
Sound like
was
Chief
incomplete.
Stadium did, like Arrowhead Stadium did last night.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, 15,000 fans, sounding like about 75.
No kidding. My phone's starting to blow up from texts from people. Hutchinson back and takes the knee. Thompson. Clock will start rolling down 50, down to 45. Tell you what, give a lot of pat on the back to these Salthawks because they were down 13-0, Dan, and things weren't looking good. Then they started to cramp up a little bit. McEwen wasn't the same McEwen as he was last week, but Barlow came in and gave some big yardage, and Harbour came in and had to run the fullback, took it down about 47 yards on several plays, and then Hutchinson took the lead.
Yeah, Harbour looked tough.
He did.
He got pressed into action at fullback.
That's going to do it. Your final score tonight from Garden City. Salthawks rally back to win 21-20. Hutchinson goes to 2-0 on the year, and he is set to take on May South next Friday night in Gowan Stadium. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, add up all the numbers, get set for the Medicine Shop post-game capsule coming your way from Garden City. 21-20, your final. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
It's time to finish your taxes. Whether we filed your extension or not, bring your tax information to H&R Block and let our tax professionals ensure you get every deduction and credit you deserve. And our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth are open to assist you. Don't wait to file your tax return and risk penalties for missing the deadline. Make an appointment now and put our expertise to work for you.
Hutchinson High School sports is on the air thanks to these outstanding Salthawk boosters. Portfolio Recovery Associates of Hutchinson, Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital, the Wynn Insurance Group of Hutchinson, Summit Surgical, the Hutchinson Clinic, the Medicine Shop, and Jackson Meat. Hutchinson High School and Eagle Radio Sports thank these Salthawk boosters for their continued support of Hutchinson High School athletics.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use FirstPay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Salthawks! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, it's time for the Medicine Shop post-game capsule. It's a happy one tonight. Salthawks 21, Garden City 20. Salthawks with 3 straight wins over Garden City now in consecutive years. It all started back with 1:42 to go in the first quarter of play. It was Janice taking it in for a 7-0 lead for Garden City, and then you turn around and Janice got another touchdown with 1:22 to go to make it 13-0 from 4 yards out, and then Hutchinson's turn to drive it all the way down to score right before halftime. Hutchinson was able to get the TD to pull it within 13-7 with 18 seconds to go. It was a Peterson catch from Thompson for 15 yards out. 13-7 was our halftime score. Then you turn around and you get a touchdown by Garden City as they drove it down with 7:46 to go in the third to make it 20-7. It looked like it was going to be a Garden City night. Hutchinson didn't get up, though. 4th down and 2, 45-yard touchdown pass by Hutchinson to make it 20-14 to pull it within 6. Then you turn around and Hutchinson was able to get a tremendous drive with Barlow picking up big yardage, and then finally you get a big touchdown that puts Hutchinson up with Thompson driving in from 1 yard out to make it 21-7. 21-20, and that ends up being our final score. Dan, what was crazy about that, absolutely crazy about that, was the fact that Hutchinson was able to, with Harvard, driving most of the distance from about the 49 all the way down to the 1, with the exception of Peterson catch in there for shorter yardage, and then Thompson took it in for the 21-20 score. But the defense stood up big time and stopped him down here. Hutchinson had to overcome adversity, and they found a way to get it done. Again, a lot of seniors on this Hutchinson Salthawk football team in 2020. And they showed some senior leadership. I need some of those little pills you can get at the medicine shop to calm you down a little bit, because 21-20, the medicine shop, Little White Castle at 14th and Main and Hutchinson, doing a great job. We're going to get into the stats here after we do the interview with Coach, as he's already up here quickly, and they're going to have to get to the road. So we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll get set to talk with Coach Vernon coming your way, and then we'll be back to give you the medicine shop post-game show right after this. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
You've been listening to Hutchinson Salthawk Sports on VW Radio. Our broadcast was brought to you in part by Ashcraft Pharmacy, the Insurance Group, Pools Plus, and the Hutch CC Business Office. Salthawk Sports is also brought to you by these Salthawk Boosters, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Apple Lane Animal Hospital, Edward Jones Financial Advisor William Thacker, and the Hutchinson Clinic. Stay tuned. Our Coaches Show is next on VW Radio. It's time for the Coaches Show on BW Radio. A look back at tonight's game and a peek into the next action. The Coaches Show brought to you by the Medicine Shop. Our chat with head coach is next after this timeout on KWBW.
The Medicine Shop, the Medicine Shop. When you drop your prescriptions off, the personal care you'll find there will make you feel all better. The meds you need delivered with speed, the lowest prices guaranteed. Get your prescriptions with no hassle at 14th and Main at the Little White Castle. You'll feel all better at the Medicine Shop.
Well, welcome back. Coach Vernon making his way into the booth right now, and Mike, what a game! You're first of all, you got Hopper back there running the football from the fullback spot and doing a heck of a job. Just took this team on his shoulders and took it right down to the goal line. Thompson took it in to put us up 21-20, but we had a lot of moxie to get right back in the ball game after being down 13-0.
Yeah, they didn't quit. They kept moving forward, and like Coach Knack said when I got up here, senior leadership. The seniors put that team on their shoulders. What about Barlow? Barlow come in, and he just blew up. And then how Harvard did it. Yeah, Jalen had 115 yards on 9 carries. But so both of our fullbacks end up cramping real bad. So we've been doing practice different, and we cross-train people. And Jack comes down, and he's our fullback, and he always kind of looks at me because I never get him in a game or, never in at practice at the end when we're doing team, and he always gives me that look. Well, Jack, you just carried us to a win right there, and that was amazing. Defense had to step up in a big way because Garden City was driving down. I started worrying about when they got it to about the 20, about a field goal possibility, field goal range, and we were able to get the penalties to go against them. And defensively, your corners and everybody really stepped up. Yeah, they bent, but they didn't break. And, they just kept fighting, and somebody had to make a play, and somebody made a play, and that's what happened. And, again, a lot of defensive guys, a lot of seniors on that side of the ball, and they just made plays. Peterson with a big catch. Then he had the personal foul that took it all the way down to the 15, and then another big catch to put points on the board. Yeah, he played great, and Miles, he put the ball where he could get it. And, I think Coach Knack said that we had 13 passes at halftime. There's some Salthawk fans out there that are probably rolling over in the grave. But, if he can throw it and we can catch it, let's do it. Mike, you told us in one of the lunches, I think it was last week, you talked about the fact that Peterson, you felt like he could go up and get the ball in a jump ball situation. Oh, there's no doubt. He's a great athlete, great basketball player. That was a great pickup by us in the off season. Him getting him to come out for football, and we're getting to use him now, and that's great. Take a quick timeout. We'll come back and talk about next week's opponent, May South, as they come into town. They come into Gowan Stadium. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Coach Vernon chatting a little bit on the post-game now. And, Coach, we got Mays South coming to town. They're a good club.
Yeah, they're a great club. You know, we're going to have to get back to work on Sunday and make sure that we're practicing well. But, you know, this group of kids, I really enjoy coaching them because they like going out there. They like getting the work done. They like being in the weight room. You know, it was fun. Even when it rained all week, you know, we had a great week of practice, and it's just great. Hey, and I would like to say this. We get 2 seniors back this week that we haven't had for the last 2 weeks. Hey, Mason Weathers, Maddox Hinaha.
Mad Dog.
Yeah, Mad Dog. I want to say hello from Garden City. We got one for you, boys.
It sounds pretty good to get them back there as well. But
Sunday. Can't wait, boys.
Your defense stepped up in a big way. Mike, we'll talk to you later on when we meet for lunch this week, and hopefully maybe see you around for the freshmen and the JV game coming up on Monday as well at Gown Stadium.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
Nice win, buddy.
Yes, sir.
You betcha. We'll take a time out. Dan and I'll go over the stats, and we'll get some final thoughts coming your way right after this.
You've been listening to The Coach's Show on BW Radio. The Coach's Show has been brought to you by the Medicine Shop, 14th and Main. Thanks for listening to Salt Talk Sports on KWBW Radio, 1450 AM and 98.5 FM.
Forward. Always moving. Never stagnant. Together. Nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward. Together.
Well, Coach Knack, we drove all the way out here, left about 1 o'clock to drive out here. Got out here, actually set up a little early. I told you I was a little nervous. I'm pretty calm right now, believe it or not, because of the nice 21-20 victory by the Salthawks. They got it done in exciting fashion. Randy made a comment about hopefully they don't score too soon, and you kind of think about that, but you said you got to score when you can score.
Especially when you're down 6 on the road.
What I liked about it, defensively, they had to step up. So Hutch goes to 2-0. Garden City goes to 0-2. That's a good 0-2 team out there in the WAC with Garden City.
Yeah, Garden City, my cap is off to you and all your fans. You have a good football team, and you played really well in 2 games to start the season. But my cap is also off to the Hutchinson Salthawks and all of their fans. They played an outstanding game. They faced adversity. They came through and completed 10 passes tonight. Miles Thompson, 10 for 18 for 124 yards, a touchdown, and no interceptions. So when the Salthawks can put 124 yards going up and down the field through the air, that's icing on the cake. Add that to the 221 yards they gained on the ground, 345 yards of total offense on 58 plays. Garden City actually had 1 more offensive play from scrimmage than Hutchinson, 279 yards on 59 plays. Time of possession was almost exactly even in this one tonight. There were just so many key points to the game. When Alec McEwen suffered from cramps in his calves, Jalen Barlow came in, picked up 115 yards on 9 attempts, and then he had to sit out the last 6 minutes of the game. Senior, all-league linebacker Jack Hopper. Hey, move on over from linebacker and play fullback for the rest of this game.
Yeah, we just need a few carries from you.
And pick up 38 yards on 6 carries, help put it in the end zone, and score. And how about Trayton Peterson, 4 catches tonight for 65 yards and a touchdown. Also had a 38-yard catch that was very instrumental in that drive right before the end of the first half for Hutchinson to put 7 points on the board.
Well, your phone's blowing up, and mine's been blowing up at a nice win for the Salthawks, 2-0 to start this season. And, again, a good Maize South team coming in. Now, we're going to have the 25% reduction down to only 25% of fans being able to get in. But that should be the majority of the Hutchinson fans be able to get in for that ball game against South.
Thank you for mentioning that, Glenn. I talked to Kevin Armstrong at halftime, and he really would like some help from all of the Salthawk fans. If you're going to sit together in groups, sit with your family, but then try to have some space between your family and somebody else's family, and wear a mask. Let's keep everybody healthy, and let's get this dadgum virus behind us and just play some football.
No doubt about that. Again, on behalf of Randy McKay, he's been on the sideline. Sarah Peterson with the stream tonight, as well as my good friend Dan Nacarado. We appreciate it. Again, your final score coming from Hutchinson by the score of, like I said, a score of 21-20. Hutchinson defensively held on, made Garden City go for it on fourth down on a pass that was incomplete, then ran off the clock and was able to come away with it. So
Isaiah Phillips picked up the blocked point after touchdown. Now, granted, it was a botched hold and snap, but still somebody had to get back there and make sure they didn't put a point on the board, and that turned out to be all the difference.
Special thanks to Stuart Haddad back at the station, doing a great job tonight as well. To Dan and all you Salthawk fans out there, just a reminder, always be a good sport, and to be a good sport always. So long, everybody. Have a great weekend.
We're your home for Salthawks and Blue Dragon sports. KWBW Hutchinson, 1450 AM and 98.5 FM.